What's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Black Bear Podcast. This is Three the Hard Way on
Our
Sunday. This is the recap version of Three the Hard Way, ain't it? Recap version. We had a game to get a game today, fellas. Caleb Williams made his NFL debut. For some reason, I can't go live on Twitter, but I'm gonna have to figure that out. He made his NFL debut, and not just him, but the entire start. Some of the starters played today. We're gonna break that down. We're gonna talk about some of those backups, some of the position battles that we saw play out today. We know Roshan Johnson wasn't there to defend himself, but we're gonna get into all that and a lot more right after this, if I can find it. Hold on. There we go.
you seem to focus on what they didn't have. I focused on what they. No, you said 4 was not enough.
It
So
was
you
not
focused
enough.
on what they did not have.
Okay, let's stop with the antics and let's talk about football now. Okay.
And then on top of that, I'm gonna tell y'all who we gonna take and why we gonna
Okay.
take.
All right.
We're taking a wide receiver, fellas. Let me tell you about Mr. Rome Adumze.
I love.
We
the
are
internet,
back.
dude.
Hey.
Go
It's-
ahead, Mark. Do you?
I put it in there and it's kind of crazy because I know you like to run with that, like you just predicted the Roma Doomsday draft pick when, like I said, 80% of the world or Bears fan base knew we were going Roma Doomsday. But hey, I'll let you have it, Wes. I'll let you have it.
No,
Uh,
it's that we wanted him, but 80% didn't think we were going to get him. Even if you look at Hard Knocks, you look at all the clips and everything else, when the Falcons picked Penix, Ryan Post, I said, Penix? A Doomsday just did Penix? Oh, he said, no, shh. We still have to wait 5 minutes? Ain't that what he said? Look at the
Well-
clip. That's what he said. He knew
well,
he
look.
wanted him if he could get him.
Roma Doomsday
Just saying.
played today. He played today. He didn't
Yeah,
get.
he played today.
I don't know what his targets was. I could look at it. He had that one target. No, he had 2 targets.
He had two
definitely
targets.
2 targets. Yeah, I remember he had 2 targets.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bear Truth. Appreciate you jumping in the
Bear
chat. We got to break
Truth.
down this preseason game. Caleb Williams' debut. Got my guy Al to the right of me. Usually y'all see Devin up there, but you know who down at the bottom of the map. You know who down
You
there.
know, they can't hold me, man. They keep trying to replace people to come and get at me, but it's all right. It's all right. The chef in the building.
Look, we about to break down this Chicago Bears preseason game. The Bears did win. Was it 33-6 against the Buffalo Bills? Right,
Big
Big dub.
preseason or not, that's a big. I mean, even for preseason, that's a big win, dude. That's crazy though. Like, you know what I mean? Like a
That's the big win to you?
30 points in a preseason game though.
It do look what that does speak to. That does speak to the depth that the way Matt Eberflus and that coaching staff got these boys ready beyond the front line. You know what I mean? Beyond the starters that we seen, the backups, the third strings, and even some of the walk-ons, the undrafted rookies. They got in there and they played some good football, and it went all the way to the
You
fourth
right, Mark.
quarter.
Now, think about it. This is actual football. We're gonna do this for
Right.
17 weeks.
Yep.
And at some point in time, you're gonna have to call those second and third string people up. At some point in
Yes.
time, it's just football. It's just the nature of the beast. At our second, we continuously got better, constantly, quickly. Everything wasn't pretty.
No, it wasn't.
Fair
Before I
production,
continue-
big win.
Yeah.
What do you mean? That was anybody in football that win 33-6. I don't care if it's high school, Pee Wee League. I don't care what football game you look at. 33-6 is a big win. If it was the Arizona fucking Diamondbacks versus the Yankees, 33-6, you guys will blow up, right? Well, so that's
Arizona,
not.
not you know who that is? You know who Forever Production
I don't know. First time I met him.
is? Okay, look,
Yeah,
hey,
I'm
Forever
on his
Production.
buckle.
I appreciate
Welcome,
you being in the chat. We have not seen you. Like Wes just said, welcome,
welcome.
welcome to the podcast. Hit that
I'm
like button.
sorry I had to punch you, but yeah.
He said a big win for the Bears. Yeah, laugh
Yeah.
my ass
Okay,
off.
cool. Now, all right, cool. Now we're good. That
Yeah.
is a big win for the Bears. It is a big win for the Bears as far as depth chart, understanding, and everything. It's like we just need to move that understanding from the third and second string up to the first string. Make them do what that second and third string were doing to second and third stringers
So,
into the
so
first string.
full disclosure to the people that's watching. Wes did not see the first string. That's probably why he's speaking in that manner. But guess what? Me
Wow.
and Al will enlighten y'all on what happened with that first string because it was definitely
I
better.
live on the West Coast. I'm sorry. I like beaches and stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, sure.
The second string ain't gonna line up against the Tennessee Titans in week one. That's not gonna get the job done. So I mean, we need to talk about what
Cool. Yeah, yeah.
I start.
Y'all talk about the first string, and I'll talk about the second and third string. And I seen some stuff.
Well, let's jump right into the first segment. Great and not so great. We just gonna talk about one play, one moment from the game, what that we felt was great, and a play in a moment from the game that was not so great. I'm gonna go first and then pass it to whoever want to take it. My great from this game, this preseason game that forever production want to say that's probably not a big win. I'm going with DJ Moore, Caleb Williams to DJ Moore on 3rd and 12. I think it was the first drive. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was the first drive. We got on 3rd and 12, but the reason I like this play, the reason this is the best moment of the game for me, it looked like something Mitch didn't do. It looked like something Justin didn't do. It looked like something that I, Jay Cutler definitely could do it.
Shut up.
Jay Cutler
Shut up.
definitely could do it. But
Rex Grossman.
Rex, oh no, Rex could definitely do it. But the fact that he was a rookie and we know what we looked like on third down. We know what our third down percentage was last year.
No. You right. You right.
The first third down he stepped up in the pocket. DJ Moore was not his first read. It was at least his, I don't know if it was a second or third, but it was at least the second or third read on that play. You could watch, when you watch that play, you could see his head snap from the right and get all the way back to the left of the field it was a curl route. It was a comeback route for DJ Moore. And he's 3rd and 12. Previous Bears teams, we are off the field. Y'all know that. Y'all know we walking off the field.
Walking. Yep.
That was my best. I think it was in the first quarter, early in the first quarter. That was my best from the game. I know it was bigger plays and better highlights out there, but that was my best just for it showed me Caleb Williams is thinking. He can see the field. He's seeing the field. He saw it. My not so great. That was my great. My not so great. Yeah, he did. He did. He looked good. And I'm glad you said it because you a hater and you seen it too. So my not so great was, and I'm nitpicking. And that's I like perfection out of my good players. Jalen Johnson dropped the interception in the end zone, which we have seen him do multiple times. We've seen him drop a couple interceptions last year. That kind of would have turned the tide on some of them games. Granted, it was a lot of reason we was losing some of those close games, but Jalen Johnson was dropping some picks, like at the Lions game, for example. He dropped the interception he would have took right to the house. And he dropped another one today on Mitchell Trubisky in the end zone. You got to have those. I think it ended in it resulted in a field goal, but you got to have those plays. I'm nitpicking there because it was still a pass deflection. You still stopped a touchdown from happening. I would love to see Jalen Johnson get that interception. Let us know he here. We just paid him big money. Bring it home. Get that stat on your resume. That is my
Absolutely.
great and not so great. Al, great and not so great.
My grade would be. I'm gonna take it as not so much as plays, but more about play calling. I'm gonna say
Okay.
play calling was great. Um, Dialing up the plays, and they was moving the ball efficiently. They was moving the ball down the field. Caleb looked like he had command of the offense. He went through his
Yep.
progressions, something that we're not used to seeing.
Hmm.
Check downs. He was calling out. Who was the mics. He was just communicating. So I'm gonna say that the play calling is it seemed like it's a marriage to what we have at quarterback. They're not trying to create a new player. You know
Between Waldron and Caleb.
exactly. They're
Okay.
not trying to create a new player. They marrying it together. It seems like it's gonna be a good one. So I will say play call. I'm gonna give this one to Coach Waldron and say that I haven't seen this in a long time as a coordinator actually dialing up plays that's effectively working for the players that we have in place.
When the last
Mm.
time you seen
So
some
happy you said that. I'm so happy you said that. Al. But yeah, keep going.
when the last time you seen a marriage like that between the coordinator? Because remember Nagy, when Nagy came here, he brought coordinators that he didn't even know. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna say Mike Martz and Jay Cutler. They had a good marriage going on before he got hurt.
Oh my God, you opened that up, Mark.
Before he injured his finger, whatever he got, pinky, whatever it was that got hurt
Yeah.
that year. They was on seven. They was a 7-1 run. They was on the run. They was doing good and before he got injured. So that was a good marriage in that era that I saw.
You want to say hi?
Offensive coordinator and quarterback wise. That's probably all I can remember.
Okay, before we finish, I'm so sorry. I don't want to interrupt the podcast. Anaya would like to say hi to all the Bear fans around the nation. Here, we're gonna put your headphones on so you can hear everybody. Say hi, Anaya.
Hi.
Say bear down.
Wow.
Say bear down.
Bear down.
All right, baby.
Hey,
All right,
you
now.
raising them right. Look, hey, look, you ain't too bad, Wes. You is not too bad. No matter what they say about you, and I heard some stuff about you, you ain't too bad, man.
Hey, I love my girls, man. I have all daughters, so I love all my babies.
Bear Truth 9 said, man, they hated each other. And I'm guessing he talking about Al, your comment about Mike Martz and Jay Cutler. I'm guessing when you talk about the marriage
Oh,
between
7-1. They hate each other, but it was
Right.
7-1. So I mean, what's the hate about that? We was on our way to probably one of the best seasons that we had within the offensive coordinator. What you want to say? Mike Tice? Mike Tice didn't. He didn't.
We can go.
His marriage wasn't white. I mean, we can go down a laundry list of Bears coordinators. Tressman, all them guys was. I mean, really?
well, I mean, in his defense, Brandon Marshall was really good with Jay Cutler, and they didn't get along either. So I don't think it matters in a game of football if you get along or not, as long as you produce, right?
That's it. 7-1. That's all I care about. I don't care about a relationship. We're 7-1. We was happy as Bears fans. We 7-0. And then injury came.
Okay, so you gave us your great. What's your not so great? What was your not so great
Not so
moment
great.
from
I
this
didn't like
game?
seeing the offensive penalties on the first drive. I didn't like that because it gave me shivers. Like, oh, this again?
Yeah.
Are we doing this? This is where we at? This is where we at again with this?
Same
I
old
don't like
Bears.
offensive line anyway.
Penalties.
So I'm already looking. That's the first thing I'm critiquing when I watch the games, the offensive line. Besides Caleb, I'm looking at the O line. You offsides me. I'm like, oh man, here we go again. So
My
Is it
guy
my
Hodges
turn
said-
yet?
Packer fan here. He said DJ Moore is him. Gotta give him his flowers. I think we gave him his flowers. We gave him 110 million 4-year extension. That was a lot of flowers.
Keep that up there.
110 million
Keep that up
flowers.
there.
You like the comment up there? All right.
Keep that up
And
there.
then look,
For my
Wes,
turn.
what's your great and not so great?
Okay,
From the
first
game.
of all, Aza Muzarawa. Sound like he from the Cameroonian coast, brother. I already know. I know those kind of people. Hacker fan
It's
with the name of Aza. It's cool. Now, my great thing that I liked about it is the overall of the Bears. Like he said, I didn't get to see Caleb for my eyes. I saw his highlights. I saw kind of what he did, but I couldn't see the misses that he missed to see why he missed. Hey, look, my cousin caught a couple passes. We talked about that in our group discussion.
Who's
I
your
saw all
cousin?
the who said that?
Me.
Al
Who's your
said that.
cousin? I said that.
Pettis
Tell the
81.
people. They don't know who your cousin is. Tell the...
Oh, Dante Pettis. My bad. New podcast every season. Sorry, my bad. So Dante Pettis, my cousin. I think I need to. Look, I'm gonna send you I'm gonna send you my military ID. I'm gonna black out all the important information besides my first and last name, so you
Yeah,
can let them know that my last name is Pettis. Chef
yeah.
West last name is
I believe you.
Pettis. What you mean you believe
You
me,
gotta get you a
Al?
Pettis
It's
jersey though. You
true.
gotta represent. You get you a Pettis jersey. He's, you know.
I
Go
got
ahead, Wes.
one. What are
Go
you
ahead,
talking
Chef.
about?
Go ahead.
But my whole thing is what I liked about the team was whether we was using first strings, second strings, and or
Mhm.
third string, even Willer, you know what I mean? We went with what we got. We had a 30 something to 6 victory
Yep.
in the preseason game. Oh, it don't matter. Well, let's
Ah.
think about it this way. So team A and team B. Team A1 went out there. Team B1 went out there. Team A2 went out there. Team B2 went out there. Team A3 went out there. You see what I'm saying? And our
Best
team,
and worst, Wes. What is your best and your worst?
my
You're great and you're
worst
not
is
so
no, no,
great.
no, no. My great is the entire Bears offense.
The entire performance for sure.
Performance overall is my best of it. Even though I didn't get to see the first quarter and all that kind of stuff. At the end of the day, I looked at everything and I looked at the stats and all that kind of
First
stuff.
quarter was
And
quite important. First quarter
it
was
was
pretty
very
important.
important. It's okay. I'll fix that. Don't worry. Especially week one. Preseason. I'm in the West Coast, dude. You know, nobody wakes up at 8:30 in the morning, 9 o'clock to watch football, but me. So it took me
Yeah.
a little bit, and I'm not gonna pay unless one of you subscribers want to give me y'all logins and put me in on it. That's cool.
Welcome back, Mama Blues.
Mama
Welcome back.
Blue came in
It's been a
early.
while.
She
It's
came
been
in.
a
This
while.
the earliest I think she ever came in. But
What is
anyway,
those emojis right there? Hold on. Well, I can't see them. What is those?
drinks up.
Is that what that is?
That is. I'm a United States Marine. Hey, if anybody didn't know, welcome to it. Hey, Chef West is a United States Marine, 3-time combat tours.
Not so great, Wes. Not so great.
Now, my worst of the entire game, Beijing.
Wow, Beijing. Okay. Before you continue, just let me Tyson Beijing, 5 for 8,
That's
40,
right.
47 yards.
47
He was
yards.
sacked
Mhm.
one time.
One time.
No rushing yards. Actually, he had
Mhm.
no rushing yards.
He
Why was
probably had
Beijing?
negative because
Why was
he looked the scaredest out of all the Bears players out there. Maybe it's because maybe Rippon had to deal with second and third string people and also, but he looked the most frightened. He made the most inconsistent. If we were to talk about flags, which I don't care about,
right?
because flags happen.
Right.
It's up to the referees to throw the flag. It's their description of it. So hey, look, hey dude, go out there, ball out. If the ref throw the flag, throw the flag. Hey, look, I'm gonna swipe down. I played basketball for years. I'm gonna swipe down on the ball. You caught a foul on me, fine. All right, cool. I'll take the fucking 5-6 fouls and foul out to do
So why
my
was
job.
I'm not hearing why Beijing was your worst. I'm still not hearing it.
I just said it. He
Inconsistent.
seemed the scaredest. He didn't step back into the pocket enough. Like step up. Like Oh my God. All right.
Thank you, Mama
So
Blues.
Mama Blues, here we go. Pike, the ball gets in my hand, right? Instead of keep going back and back and back and back and back and back. Like you can look at ripping if anybody want to go look at it. He's
So Wes,
supposed to
let
go.
me ask you a question, Wes.
What you got, Al?
Could it be the scheme? Because everybody thought last year that
No,
Badger was the
no,
second coming. He was the
no,
second coming. He
no,
was
no,
so I
no.
mean,
It's the same thing that Justice Fields did too. It's after 3 or 4 steps back. You should only take as a quarterback to me, you got 2 to 4 steps back. Other than that, every step and everything in your mind should be forward. Even if you get sacked forward. All those quarterbacks who
Get
get out and
sacked forward.
yeah, all those quarterbacks get back and they go back 10, 7. Look, my stepson, I watched him play Madden and he roll out and he go back 11 yards to get sacked. He's like, I'm on 4th and 47. I'm like, because you didn't step up, step into it. It's football. You ain't gonna win every single play.
Oh my God. Okay, so that's your
No, am I wrong?
is so Tyson Bagent is your not so great. That is your not so great. Tyson Bagent.
That is
Being scared.
he's my not so great because he's still on the schedule as QB2. So
Yeah.
if Caleb run like he did run in this game, right?
Mhm.
Somebody hit him a certain way, and
Mhm.
some doctor who give a fuck about the NFL says, "Hey, look, he's in concussion protocol. He can't play. Guess who's next?
Right.
Badger, who wanna all the way back home."
Well, hey, look, I'm glad you talking about
That's
Bagent.
all I'm saying.
I'm glad you brought Bagent up because
That's it.
That's
That's
enough
it.
of
Everybody
Bagent. 'Cause,
else.
like, I'm
Everybody
glad
else
you brought him up.
was. Everybody else was. Oh, let me finish my real quick. Everybody else was like expected. I expected the O line not to be that great, which they was kind of better than I thought they would be. Defensive line was good. They was crashing Booker. Like Booker beat so many blocks. He beat so many initial blocks, and then they crashed him off of the guard.
Yeah,
Like,
they did.
a
We gonna
lot
get
of
into
those-
Booker.
You know what I'm saying?
Booker
Like,
gonna
okay,
get his
cool.
shine.
All right, cool. So, all right. Okay, let's get that in. My bad. So,
Yeah, we gonna get there.
So sorry. Go right ahead. We get there. My bad. I don't
Look,
want to leave
look,
my
look,
people
look.
out because Roshan Johnson didn't
Yeah,
play.
and we
Mark,
definitely get
so
into
I
Roshan.
need to give my praise to somebody, right?
Yo, boy Tyler Scott. Yo, boy Tyler. Look, listen. Look.
Oh,
If you
that's
tune-
not my boy. Do not even start that shit. I never.
If you
said
tune
that.
into the Black Bear Podcast, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. The Black
Hey.
Bear Podcast, one word, no
No
spaces.
spaces.
This is 3 the Hard Way though. Recap edition. Next segment, we just finished great and not so great. Some had some great takes, some had some not so great takes. You know how it goes. It's life. But Caleb Williams time. The Caleb Williams guide. The man, the myth, the legend, who we all can't wait to see in week 1 in this entire season. Caleb Williams was 4 for 7, 95 yards. He was sacked 0 times. He had 1 carry for 13 yards for all your Justin Fields fans out there. Touchdowns,
you.
turnovers, 0 and 0. Caleb Williams had. I'm gonna kick the Caleb Williams off. He looked comfortable in the pocket. He looked comfortable when it was time to step up in the pocket. He showed us his arm talent. He showed us his accuracy. He showed us his creativity. I know y'all saw the 42-yard reception from DeAndre Swift. Some of y'all saw it. But he stood in that, and not only he stood in the pocket when he needed to. Justin Fields a lot of times would bail out the pocket a little premature. Caleb didn't do that today. And it was refreshing because of training camp. Let me get this off the screen real quick. Training camp did not, it hasn't been pretty. We know that. And it was kind of refreshing that they got out there today and ironed out all the wrinkles, at least for now. But I kind of figured though, because when you're in training camp, you playing against Jalen Johnson, Montez Sweat, the Tremaine Edmonds, TJ Edwards, those dogs every day, they're going to catch on to some of your tendencies, which everybody has tendencies, and they've been dominating, whether it was Darnell Wright on the O line, whether it was some wide receivers, whether it was Caleb Williams himself. The defense been dominating, and it was refreshing to see them come out here and put together a crisp. It was crisp. If I'm gonna use a word to describe it, it was crisp. It was a crisp game from the starters. That is my initial take on Caleb Williams' game. I mean, we know who the quarterbacks that were here in the past, Justin Fields and Mitchell Trubisky. They had arm talent. They had, I think they both had arm talent for sure. But Mitch, he struggled with accuracy.
Put me in, coach. What?
Caleb Williams, I think the hype that he received coming into this season was well deserved. Al, what you got? What's your take on the Caleb Williams guy and his performance?
My take is, after watching all the Bears quarterbacks come to Chicago and fail in the past, I would say, like I mentioned earlier, this seemed like a good marriage between the offensive coordinator and the quarterback. So he's performed well. Not to say that Mitch and Justin could have been good quarterbacks. They just didn't have the right. They just went in the right system at the right time. I feel like the Bears, they learned their lesson. I feel like it's growing because everything is starting to change with the Chicago Bears, from the front office to the coaching staff to how they draft to the offensive coordinators. So it seemed like they finally getting it right. And Caleb today looked it like an NFL quarterback. Man, he went through his progressions, something that I haven't seen in a while. He went left to right. He run second. He can run, but his first priority was pass. So he looking for some of them completions. He was on his second and third read.
Yeah, yes.
Justin would stare down his first read and run or take a sack. This guy wasn't doing that.
No,
he wasn't doing that. He was okay. The second guy, like, look at the Cole Kmet catch. This Notre Dame tight end that's running down the field catching almost 20-yard catches on the sideline. Like that was.
I forgot to mention it.
That was brilliant. That was brilliant. And he wasn't even the first read.
The thing about that play that you just mentioned, Al, a lot of people had doubts that he was going to be able to do what he did in in college. And West, they wonder where West go for some reason. But that play to commit was what he did in college. That's what he did. And a lot of people was wondering if he was going to not be able to outrun linemen and just do those certain things in NFL, and that he did in college. And we saw it, Al. I'm glad you brought that play up. So
we're getting the potential out of our players. He's a big money guy. Komet is a big money offensive guy. He's getting big money. We saw one. I want to mention. We saw the guys that's getting paid step up. That's unlike previous years. The guys that was getting big money was the ones that was regressing. We seeing the guys
falling to the back.
They was falling to the back. These guys that's getting these big contracts are performing. On DJ Moore, he had an excellent catch today. Cole Kmet, our playmakers are stepping up. That's what we want to see. We want to see our playmakers.
What's the question for the show? What was the question? Are we still on good and bad, or?
No, we are not. We are on the Caleb Williams guy. We are breaking down Caleb Williams' performance.
All right, cool. All right, it's Chef West's turn. Get that down. Move that away so everybody can see me say what I have to say. So last night, Chef West was out playing pool. Him and his lady. We're just playing pool. We got our Justin Fields jerseys on because we're Bears fans and we nice like that.
Is that what you're wearing right now?
Yeah, it's a Justin Fields jersey. I'm still waiting on my other jersey. I mean, you know how long it takes to get a Caleb Williams jersey right now? It's crazy. I'm not buying one, but even Roma Doomsday and everybody else, it takes a while to get that jersey in. But despite that, Mark Rob, so I'm in Arizona. I met a guy. He said, "Hey, do you believe the Chicago hype?" Let me move my mic. Let me move my mic. I said, "What hype do you mean?" It's people saying y'all gonna go to the Super Bowl. I said,
Hmm.
"No."
That,
It's
but that's that
it's
national
no,
media I was telling you about. That's that national
oh,
media.
hey, Mark, Rob. It's certain things we definitely agree on, and this is one of them. And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He like that, and then he doubled all the way down to speed the story up. He said, "A Cardinals fan told me, and I live in Tempe, Arizona, ASU, right off Mill Laugh. You don't know where I live. That's where I live." He said, "I don't think the Bears is gonna make the playoffs." I said, "Hold up, wait. Let a Bears fan get in his bag." I said, "You mean a 7-10 team last year with Justin Fields, Darnell Mooney, a defense who just came alive 9 games out of the season, who went 7-10, can't go 9-10 or 10-9?" He said, "No, no, I'm just saying because your quarterback is from the," and this is what we get into in this is why I you and hey, look, Mark, Rob, Al, you can even say it when y'all talk about, oh, they from the Pac-10, the Pac-12, the SEC, and all that, and I'm like, I never talk about it. I don't talk about no college players. I don't care what university they went to. Hey, look,
Yeah, I'm here.
maybe it's, hey, look, the best thing you could have been was the United States Marine. Hoorah, give him one kill. Now let me
So
get away from that. Now hold on, wait. Now
yeah. Hold on, hold on. No,
let
no,
me
no,
get
no, no,
into
no.
it. That's why I don't care about wide receiver you or O line you or anything you.
Well,
If
let me say
Yeah,
something about
because
that.
West, hold on. What are you talking about?
I got homeboys that are college graduates that are excellent men that are football guys that love college football that, like I say, are good people that care about stuff like that. So we're not making a division
That's
between the
fine.
Marines and the
That's
person that care
fine.
about
That's
wide receivers.
fine. My whole thing
That
is
has nothing to do
this.
with the Bear Black podcast.
Exactly what I'm saying. Y'all say in the text
Oh
message,
my
"Hey,
God.
look, LSJ, you is wide receiver you, and this is you, and this is well, meet the best people you is USMC." That's
West,
all you
West,
should.
West, West,
Now,
West, West,
now,
West,
now,
West.
I say that to say I don't care what they did in college because this person tried to tell me, "Hey, you know how many USC college uh quarterbacks fail in the NFL?" I think he brought up like
Mm.
Matt Leinart and all these other USC quarterbacks, and I'm
Mm,
like, "Hey,
mm,
look,
mm.
I'm not asking the dude to throw for 4,000 yards. Give me like 2750, maybe ish." Because we seen him throw, and I saw the highlights because I didn't see the first quarters, fam. But I seen him throw that shit to Swift, and Swift turn up the field and go get it. We know as Bears fan, we know that look to DJ Moore, turn up the field and get it. Keenan Allen career 6 times, six Pro Bowl. Give it to him real short. Go and get it. Everybody keep talking about our offensive line and all this kind of stuff, and I saw Caleb omit that offensive line, and that's what I liked about the highlights that I saw from Caleb.
These
And
numbers,
basically,
basically.
no, 4 for 7. I mean, what would you want him to be 7 for 7? You think that would be great?
No, no,
Four
no,
for
no, 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 no,
no,
no,
no,
no.
no,
Hold
no,
on, hold
no,
on.
no, Mark, no, Mark, we're good. No, I am not talking to you directly. I'm talking generally speaking. He had 4 completions for almost 100 yards. Anybody ever broke a dollar? How many quarters you get back? 25 every
But
single fucking time, right? No, am I wrong? He's at 95, right? So a nickel, give him a dollar. He made 4 completions, right? So that means on average, his 4 completions was how many yards, guys?
Wes, look.
It's a George Washington mark. It's a quarter. That's a quarter every time he made a play. Good for you,
Wes.
Caleb Williams. Keep doing it.
Do you
I'm
see that
yapping,
comment?
Tez. Tell him I'm yapping. That's what he did.
What's wrong with him? What is wrong with him today?
What is happening today, man? This not a good day for
This
for
is
Mr.
not a
West.
good day for West at all.
Mr.
Look,
West act like Kanye West today. You know what I'm saying?
hey, he's definitely acting like Kanye West today. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him. But look, West, look, I see you in the green room still. I had to get you off screen because what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Stop! Shut up! Stop! Yes, shut up. And we gonna talk about. Okay, yeah, thank you. Holy shit! Ow, am I tripping or am I
You're
tripping?
not tripping, boss man. Mark, hey Mark, hey, this is your podcast. You invited me on, so
No.
you definitely did the right thing. Get him out of there, man.
This is
Nobody can talk.
This is our. But Wes, it ain't your time yet. You got to sit in the penalty box. You watch hockey, right? You got to sit in the fucking penalty box for a little bit. God damn. Yeah. Let's continue. Look, Wes is excited for the Caleb Williams debut. Regardless of what he say when he get back on camera, he had some drinks, man. He had a good time today. We've all had good times. I'm having a good time right now. But the man missed the first quarter. He missed what we all want to talk about. And he talking about some other shit that we're not talking about today. And I'm sorry, Wes, you can't defend yourself today. You can't. Roshan Johnson didn't play. Look, I'm not even going to dwell on that. Let's continue, Al. And we're going to bring Wes back in. Hopefully he's fine and relaxed. You good, Wes?
Hello. Hey, hello. My producer, Mark Rob, told me that I had 2 beers and that's crazy. And that the fact that I didn't see everything Caleb Williams did.
Wes, you're
True.
talking. Okay, Wes. Okay. Give him another break. Okay, so we gonna look. Caleb Williams, like I said, for everybody that still has these ties. And look, I watched Justin Fields play in Pittsburgh. Yeah. I looked at the game. They had the game on replay on NFL Plus. Yeah, I know, Tez. I know that Wes he wilding today. But
Mark, let me ask you a question, bro. Why do Bear fans always treat old quarterbacks like exes? Don't you supposed to move on? We always talk about the quarterbacks that didn't succeed in Chicago as when we should be really focusing on the quarterback that we got at hand. Like I'm guilty of it. I talk about all the way back to Jim Miller. Like Bear fans, the only organization that does that. Like we so used to not having success at the quarterback position that we gotta always go back to what the previous quarterbacks or the previous quarterbacks
Oh
did.
my fucking God.
So my take on that is this. They were terrible. Awesome. And I just let me set it up because they were terrible. The ones I won't say terrible because I still like Justin. I think he could carve himself some type of role as a backup, maybe even a starter. I don't think he's yet a backup. I think he can still start if he can polish out some of those weaknesses. This is crazy. And but to your question, why do we? I don't know. And I got on Wes about this, and I got on Devin about this because honestly, the quarterbacks that you're talking about have not done anything for you to like ride for them this hard. You know what I mean? Like Grant, look, when we went 3 and 15 or 3 and 12, when we 3 and 12, 3 and 13, something like that. It was 3 and 14. We went 3 and 14. Look, I didn't understand what the Fatch and look, I love Justin. He was electric that year when we won 3 games. But if you're seriously a Bears fan and you want this team to succeed, that is not like Justin Fields wasn't the guy. He just wasn't the guy at the time. And
Mhm.
Mitchell Trubisky the same way. Mitch, and we saw him today against our backups. You know what I mean? Did he kill our backups today? Did Mitch kill our backups today? No, I don't think so. So I don't get it. I'm right with you, Wes. Wes, Al. I'm right with you, Al.
Yeah.
I don't get it. And I took a lot of heat for this. You probably did too when you expressed your opinion about Justin Fields
Yeah.
in a way that didn't sit well with
Yeah.
Bears fans. But
Well, Mark, I got another question for you, bro. So I know Wes was saying he don't really value what they did in college. And I look at it like that's where I get my as an ex football player. That's why I scout. I scout those players because I know that one day we're gonna draft them. So I like to see what Mitchell Trubisky doing. When we dropped him, I knew he was a bad draft pick because he only started 1 year in North Carolina. He didn't. Then he came from a conference that didn't even really. He didn't even play no elite title. He done nothing in college that showed me he was worthy of the top pick. I never seen that. So the reason that like I said, I'm intrigued about the college players because I
well,
know
you
one day
said
they're gonna
you talking
transition.
Mitch, right?
Yeah, Mitch. Like, how
Yeah.
did he become the top pick for the Chicago Bears when he did nothing in North Carolina that showed us who was the scouting? Who was at the scouting department for the Chicago Bears that okayed this pick? Like, who did that? That's crazy.
Ryan Pace, the same man, I think, if I'm not mistaken, gave that money to no, who gave that? That wasn't Ryan Pace. He didn't give Ryan Pace wouldn't give that money to Jay Cutler. He didn't give that money, right? Who was that? Who was the GM at the time? I can't think of his name, but I'm right there
For
with you.
who? For who?
For Jay Cutler. God damn, you found a way, huh?
I found a way. I am. Hey, look, I'm a father. I'm a king. I'm a graduate. But anyway, I heard what you said. Anyway, I got into the thing. But
She have.
the thing is, for that whole conversation of how he got in there, I think it was Ryan Pace,
That's the mushroom.
Yeah, I think that was one of his first contracts. When
and I
Was that
think that was
yeah,
one of his first
Pace gave it
contracts.
to him?
I think it was. I think because think about Ryan Pace. Ryan Pace it's a pretty boy. He was a fashionista. You know what I mean? Like he wanted to look good and be good, so he gave out big contracts. So everybody was like,
yeah,
"Hey, Ryan Pace, Khalil Mack, 250. I don't know the exact number, but $250,000. You
no,
know,
Phil Emery.
right?
My bad. Phil Emery did
Uh-oh.
it. Phil Emery
I
gave
thought
him.
it was, I figured because
He was
what
the general. He was the general
Paul-
manager, Phil Emery.
He gave Jay
yeah,
Cutler that
Pace,
one. Yeah,
yeah, because Pace came in and hired John Fox.
Right. He
Yeah.
hired John Fox. Oh, okay. My bad. I'm sorry, but Pace came in and he hired everybody for a lot of money because it sounded good.
Because it's I'm not gonna lie, the John Fox
Did he
hire
not?
was very
That
prominent.
was big because it sounded good.
But we not going back in
Go
the
ahead.
past today. This is
I don't know why we there, but I'm gonna mute real quick because
I'll mute. I got you. I got you. I'll mute you. Yes. So Caleb, look.
yes, sir.
So
Let's go.
when it come to Caleb Williams' performance, and before
Mm-hmm.
we move off Caleb Williams, overall, what would you grade Caleb's performance today? Based on, I mean, because he had a carry for 13 yards, and not only did he have a carry for 13 yards, but that carry came on a play that is perfect for scrambling. Like they had cover two man. It was cover two over the top, two safeties deep, and they were man coverage, which means what? They had no spy. You got some time to run, and everybody locked up, so you got some space to move and do your thing. Mama Blue said, "What's up, Al?"
What's
Look,
going
Mama
on, Mama
Blues is
Blue?
a
nice
long
to meet
time.
you.
She been
Nice to
here
meet
from
you,
the
Mama
jump,
Blue.
and yeah, that's all I can say about Mama Blues. She's very loyal, so I gotta shout her out every time she get into the.
Hey, you gotta put that.
chat.
Hey, tell our mom. Hey, tell Ari Daniels. I'm gonna tell my daughter you said, "Hey, baby, I got you."
Bear Truth said, pretty sure Jerry Angelo traded for Jay. So there we go. I
Jerry
knew
Angelo,
it
that's
wasn't
way
Pace.
back.
It was too far back for
He
Pace.
did. He did.
But it was
He
Jerry
traded for
Angelo,
Pay.
and then
Yeah,
Emery may have gave him the contract, the 7-year
exactly.
deal.
Yeah.
But on the topic at hand, Tez Smith thinks he'll give Caleb a B plus. Grade Caleb
Accurate.
Williams' performance.
I think it will
No.
be A minus, but accurate.
I'm gonna
Caleb
I'm
Williams
gonna give him
grades.
an A. I'm gonna give him an A. I'm gonna give him an A plus just because I didn't see any mistakes that he made. I didn't see major mistakes. So I'm gonna give him an A
So
plus.
so what do you think about the pass to because he didn't have many. He was four. I'll pop it back up. He was 4 for 7,
Yeah,
95 yards. He didn't have many completions or many attempts. So I kind of remember all 7 passes.
yeah,
What about the pass to Roma Doomsday on a quick out? It was like a 5-yard out route, and it got the flag that kept that drive alive. You remember that play?
yeah, yeah,
And it,
I,
it, it almost would have been a pick because I mean,
yeah.
dude was blanketing Roma Doomsday. Roma Doomsday was not open. What you think about that play?
He was trying to give his boy a catch. I understand what he was trying to push. He was trying to get his boy a reception, and it could have cost him an error on his part, but
Mm-hmm.
luckily it didn't. I'm not gonna fault him for that because I understand from a mentality. I understand what he was trying to do. He just wanted to get his boy a catch. Was that gonna cost us the game? It didn't. So what I look at, quarterbacks gonna make mistakes. I look
Right.
at I look at the when they go up to line of scrimmage, are they checking? Are they checking? Are they putting guys in position that they need them to be in? He did all that. Are they going through their progressions and reading the defense efficiently to put the ball where it needs to be past the
Mm-hmm.
first read? He did that.
Right.
So, as a Bear fan that went through a plethora of quarterbacks that didn't show me none of that, I got to give
Mm-hmm.
him an A based on we would give Jay Cutler a B plus in this situation, and he didn't do nearly what we saw Caleb do today. Like
Great
for a
take.
rookie quarterback, I got to give him an A.
So I like that. I like that because we grading off of. We're not grading. It's not like we're grading Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, even Josh Allen. Josh Allen played today. We saw what we did to Josh Allen. Josh Allen was 2 for 3, but it didn't look good. It didn't look too good. I like that grading scale because you can't grade him off how you would grade a normal NFL quarterback. From what he did today, me personally, and I think you can agree. Obviously, you said it. I agree with the A. I agree with the A because the only mistake I will give him is that Roma Dunze play that I just brought up to you. It should have been a pick. It should have been, but they caught a flag. But we have been on the bad and opposite end of those flags, and that resulted in first down. So they gave him the call. Roma Dunze was trying to jump for the ball, and the guy just was impeding his catch radius. They called a flag, first down. I'll take it. But that's the only thing out of that game
Yeah,
that I would fault Caleb for. The
yeah.
other 2 missed passes, because that was one, he missed 3.
It was on the
The other
receivers.
2, exactly. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
DJ Moore should have caught that, and I'm sure it was a tough catch. He got hit right away, but DJ Moore would tell all of us, "I need to catch that." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You disagree with that? You don't think he should have caught that?
No, I do. I agree with you 100.
Oh
percent
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm
for
not
sure.
going against. I agree with that. I think he should have definitely caught that. So,
And then the
um,
other one incomplete pass was to Cole Kmet. It was a quick out to Cole Kmet, and he just dropped it because he didn't look the ball in. He was ready to take off and run right away, so he dropped the
yeah.
ball. Which
It's
Cole
crazy.
Kmet,
We get Komet his praise for the long pass, and then he come back and do something like that, and you getting that money that you get. Komet can't be doing
exactly.
that. Like
No, that
I got to go back. I got to call an ace and a spade a spade. Good tight ends you ain't missing that. You're not gonna miss that play. So we can't. Komet still got to show. I'm not praising. I gave him his credit today, but I'm not crowning him as our leading tight end. I'm not crowning him now yet because I haven't seen enough in Komet yet. I haven't seen he consistent. He not an injury prone tight end. That's probably why he got the money he got. It wasn't a big contract, but it was enough because he's available. he's an available tight end. He's not, and he's serviceable, but he drops a lot. He drops some good passes that shouldn't be dropped. So,
Before we move forward, and I wanna speak on that
mhm.
statement you just made. Michael Harris said, "All I can say is this is my favorite podcast. You brothers be doing y'all thing. Bear down, Bulls run with us."
Thank you,
I
Mr. Harris.
appreciate that. Hey, that mean a lot. We love this team just like you love this team. So we try to. I got you, Wes. I got you, Wes. I got you, Wes. Relax. I got you. Uh, I just look. We put a lot of time into these podcasts, but we all love talking football. At the end of the day, it's just talking football, talking about the team we love. We go out and we have some drinks, like my muted guy here. I got to babysit him today. But it's okay, because guess what? Wes, he been here from the jump, and he gonna remain here through the rest of this our life as a podcast. But we appreciate that, Michael Harris, for sure. I haven't seen you in the chat before, so let me just ask you this. Can you go over to YouTube, hit that like button on the channel, like, subscribe, the Black Bear Podcast, one word, no spaces. One word, no spaces. The Black Bear Podcast. Appreciate that. Al, so you mentioned you was talking about God damn, I
Commit,
just lost my train of
commit.
thought. Yeah, Komet.
Yeah.
In that contract, I was right there with you. I didn't think Komet necessarily deserved that. What did we give him? 50 over 4?
53, like something like that, 54, some mid. Yeah.
Necessarily, I didn't think he quite deserved that. I thought he was soft. I thought, sometimes he was more of a complimentary tight end. He wasn't your main guy. He's not the Travis Kelce that we're looking for. You know what I mean? So I agree with you on what you said. We got some more comments
But
coming
he
in
was
here.
serviceable. He was never injured. He was always available. So
He
those
was
guys,
healthy.
yeah, he was healthy.
He was definitely healthy. I agree with you what you're saying on that too. Bear Truth 9 said Caleb did good. Our starting offensive tackles did well too. Stop the ball, stop the bull rush too, though limited reps, but our tackles did well. And if you're fans of the podcast, you know how I feel about Braxton Jones. Al, I don't know if you know how I feel about Braxton Jones. I think we should have replaced him for sure. Him in the center are my biggest concerns on that O line. Nate Davis ain't been practicing, but I got you, Wes. Nate Davis ain't been practicing, but I think even I don't think look, Nate Davis can come back and I think he'll be better than Braxton Jones and
Well,
the center struggles. But honestly, and I want to get into it right now. Let's talk about the O line. Let's talk about the O line, Al,
let's
unless you
talk.
got something else you want to say before we get there.
Let's talk. Let's get into that O line. I want to get into that. That's why, let's do that.
All right. What's up, Wes?
Me.
You,
Unmute me.
go
Unmute
ahead,
me.
Wes. Go ahead, Wes.
Unmute me. Hold on. Before y'all go on, let me talk about what I seen from Caleb.
Okay, go
Do I
ahead.
get my opinion on Caleb
I
or
thought it
no?
was second quarter and on.
No. I seen it. I researched. You know, I researched, Mark. I researched and I saw highlights. I saw bad things. And I thought good thing. What I saw from Caleb was if that's all I'm getting from Caleb as a Bears fan is phenomenal. And everybody's like, oh yeah, we want big plays, big downers, but he worked that motherfucking defense. He worked that offense. He did what he was supposed to do. He used his weapon. 4 for 7, but he's 4 for 7. I'm like, yeah, a couple of those was like y'all said on the receiver, on something different. But was it on Caleb?
No.
None of that was on Caleb. And if you want to do the math, 4 for 7 for 95 yards. 4 divided by 95 is how many yards? 22? 23 yards ish per pass he did. And then the 1 for 7 run that okay, cool, whatever you want to say. I will never
No. It ain't 1 for 7. It's 13. It was a
okay,
13.
1 for
Yeah,
13.
it's a good run. It was a good run, and it looked good. He looked like he had some wheels on him.
And he has some
Go ahead.
wheels on him. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is this: I don't feel bad about that because that's less than
Mm-mm.
10%. I don't feel bad because he shouldn't be running. You see what I'm saying? I want him more 4 for 7s with some touchdowns, obviously, than 1 for 13s running the ball. You see what I'm saying?
Right, I hear you.
That's what we wanted from Justin. We wanted Justin to be Justin and take that 1 for 13. One out of 13 was 75 yards for a touchdown. But that was his 1 for 13. We don't talk about the negative yards he got for the other 12 times that he ran the ball. You see what I'm saying? No?
I'm listening. I'm listening.
So what I'm saying is we just need Caleb to do exactly what he just did. And it's sad that he didn't have a touchdown. If he had one touchdown in that stat lineup, 4 for 7, 95 yards, one touchdown, what would we be saying?
Well, and I'm glad you brought that up, the touchdown thing, because now I want to ask you this question since you actually seen it. We got down to the red zone twice and we settled for field goals twice.
Yeah.
I know it's gonna go overlooked because Caleb looked good and it necessarily wasn't on him. He didn't throw the he had that miss to Roma Dunze in the end zone. I know you remember that. It was like
Mhm.
a throwaway, but kind of a miss.
Mhm.
But if he actually wanted to, I think if he wanted to actually make that completion, he could have got that ball down and gave Dunze a chance to catch it. We did settle for 2 field goals in the red zone, like Bears fans are used to. Do you fault them for that at all, or who do you blame for that? Because I mean, somebody got to get a little bit of blame for that.
Coaching.
Well, I mean, the drive was successful up until a certain,
It
like you
was.
say, certain plays. But
One of them,
given that the offensive coordinator don't really his first game, you're not really incorporating a full. You're not giving him everything. You're giving him a bits and pieces just to see.
Exactly.
You're giving him scripted plays that you can go back to tomorrow and look at on film and be like, okay, we did this. This is what we did. This is what we. So it's not really a full body of work that we can really grade him off of right now. What he did and what he had access to, he efficiently executed it. On my opinion. Now, when we see more halves, first half, then you come back third quarter, you get first half adjustments, and we see how he adjusts from mistakes he made from the first half to the second. Then we can effectively give him a accurate reading on what we think our quarterback is going to be. We can't really do that right now based off he had a small body of work. It's preseason. Nobody winning rings in August, so I don't put too much stock in the preseason. I look at it like an extended practice.
Look, we got a new fan in the chat. Look, all I ask you, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, man. So help us grow, help the Black Bear Podcast grow. Got my guy Al in the building with me. Got my guy Wes, Chef Wes. Let me get his name up there. Chef Wes at the bottom of the map. He said, what can y'all read that name? Can y'all read that?
Doito 36.
Doito. He said Caleb said that he expected Rome to run for the pylon in the corner. Rome cut the route short, miscommunication, which I'm sure he probably said that in the press conferences. We got that coming up next. If y'all just stick with us, we got the press conference coming up right after these Caleb Williams conversations. We got head coach Matt Eberflus coming up, and we got Caleb Williams coming up as well, and we're gonna react to those press conferences. But yeah, look, I think what the fuck? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Can y'all hear me?
He can't. Hey, he can't hear us. So anyway, the Black Bear Podcast. Let Mark figure out his hearing thing. I got you. So for
Fuck,
me,
fuck,
it's
fuck.
I give Caleb Williams' performance a plus. You know what I mean? He did what he had to do, what he do. Everything other than that,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? He didn't miss. Did he throw an interception? No. Did
Yeah,
he
hear me?
fumble the ball? No. Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Oh, I can hear. Hell yeah, I can hear you, Wes.
All right, cool. All right. So
How
Wes
you
is
get?
still in the
Hold
building.
on, time out.
Kill,
Yeah,
calm back, calm back,
how did
calm
you
back,
give
Mark. I
Wes the
got this.
mic?
I'm here. I'm here, Mark. Don't worry about Mark real quick. So, like I said,
Golly.
I give Caleb Williams' performance a plus simply because did he fumble the ball? No. Did he throw an interception? No. The incompletions, the three that was incomplete. I don't care how you want to talk. You can talk about Roma dudes that did this and this and that. All right, cool. It, those three incompletions are questionable whether they was his fault.
Mm, mm, mm.
But my
Wes,
whole
you is.
thing that would make him 7 for 7 for like 137 yards, maybe a touchdown, right? We don't need Caleb. We
The
don't need Caleb to
DJ
be
Moore
that.
drop was slight.
Where you going? You're coming in and out, dog.
Who me? That's me.
Yeah,
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 my
yeah, yeah.
connection probably. Look, look, look,
You-
look, 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 look.
but that's not
Look.
how, that's my thing. The question on the screen is great Caleb's performance. A plus.
A plus
A
is.
plus.
I'm
Did,
not shocked you
did he
gave
get
him an A
sacked?
plus for two
Did he
reasons.
get sacked?
For
And
two
you
reasons.
know, and my whole thing is this. Like, I don't even, you know me, I'm not a Caleb Williams guy, even. Like, I'm not that big on Caleb. So my whole thing, did he get a sack?
No,
I'm telling you. Oh, okay. Did he throw an interception, Mark?
he threw it 7 times. No, he better not throw an interception.
All right, cool. Did he fumble the ball?
Nope. Justin fumbled
How,
twice today, but it was a snap.
exactly. Nobody asked you about that. So, how many yards did he throw for his 7 times throwing the ball?
There you go. 95 yards, 0 sacks, one
Exactly.
carry for 13 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 turnovers.
Exactly what I'm saying. What did he do that didn't it for a rookie? What did he didn't do that says it wasn't at least an A?
Okay, so let me ask you this. Since you want to ask, let me ask you this. And about the rookie point you just made.
With a
Give me the
shitty
stats.
offensive line.
give me give me the stats of the other rookies that played this week. You got them? Do you have them, Wes?
No, I don't care about those.
Oh,
I know what
okay.
Justin Fields did. All right, put the other rookies out there then. Go ahead, Mark.
I don't
Go
have
right
them. I
ahead.
was asking you. That you talk about the other rookies. I thought you had the stats. Chef West.
No, no, my whole thing
Hey,
is
Chef
I
West,
ain't
cut
just
the
looking.
stove is off. You're not
What?
cut the stove off. You're not cooking. You're
He's not
cooking
cooking
right
at
now.
all
You're
today.
not cooking
He's
at
not
all. You're
cooking.
not cooking.
Should I
Oh
turn it
my
off? Hold
god.
on,
Yeah,
Al.
turn
Should
the
I
stove
turn the
off.
Y'all
stove
are,
off?
hey
Al, should
look,
I
hey
turn the
look,
stove
hey
off?
look. I'm a
Al, should I
vegetarian
turn
and
this?
y'all
I'm
are
gonna
tofu. What
turn the stove off. I had to turn the stove off on West. He ain't cooking today. I can't. Yeah, I'm not bogus. I'm not bogus, Mama Blues. I'm not. I'm not. Look at him. Look at him. Pleading his case. I'm not. Uh, I don't know what he talking
Stop with
about.
the
We talk.
antics.
Let me. Yeah, the antics. I don't like antics. He knows that. Bear Truth 9. 2 passes got dropped too, and we were talking about that. Bear Truth. Look, Bear Truth. You my guy. You been in here and you be in here faithfully. Even when we took a month off, you came back on the first episode. But look, we spoke about that. DJ Moore dropped a pass, and then who was the other guy out that dropped the pass? That Komet, right?
Yeah.
Komet dropped the pass. But look, this is what we gonna do. It's time to stop listening to us and let's listen to what the coach had to say. Let's get coach in here. Eberflus spoke about look at Wes. He just oh man. Mama Blues, what you talking about, Mama Blues? Other rookies. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. But Bear Truth said, "Oh my bad. I look. Oh yeah. We talked about that. Yeah, for sure, Bear Truth. Let's listen to Matt Eberflus, and then right after Matt Eberflus, we got Caleb Williams speaking. This is Matt Eberflus after the game, and we'll react to it.
I guess just what did you make of really what Caleb and the offense was able to do?
Just hold on a second.
Oh, yeah, sure, go ahead. Oh, here they go.
I'm here with my local guys.
Say right.
Calls it Ryan. Good. Okay, go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm just, what were your impressions of what Caleb was able to do to start that game and didn't get a touchdown, but, you know.
Can everybody hear that? Y'all can hear the sound, right? I don't want to continue if everybody can't hear the sound.
I can hear it.
All right, for sure. Appreciate that, Mama Blues. And then Destin. Hey, now hold on. Before we continue, Destin, where you been at? We've been here all off season cooking, and you ain't been here in the chat. Man, look, I thought you was a loyal fan, but I guess not. We've been talking Bears football, and you ain't been here. That's crazy. Let's get back to Matt Eberflus speaking on this game today.
Yeah, just overall, we really wanted this to take this opportunity to get the process and have a really good plan in place for the reps we wanted to get. And obviously, a good job on third down, completing that pass to DJ, and then making some explosives there and getting into the red zone. And we stalled out there, and it was 4th and 4, I believe, at the end. So we ended up kicking it. But I thought overall in the pocket, protected the football. Had a consistent performance, and now we got to learn from this and get better. What we did well is very good, and what we need to improve on. And I told the team, in the locker room there, that we got to level up. I challenged them last week to be able to get better as a whole group, individually, and collectively, and they did that, and we had to do it again because we don't have time not to improve. So there's got to be a sense of urgency in our building.
And the biggest gain was the screen to Swift. What did you see from Caleb on that play, and really from the whole unit and getting that thing to work?
Yeah, just his ability that we see in, you guys have seen it at practice, his ability to get the ball out of his hands really fast when pressure arrives. And that happens sometimes on those screens. So I thought he did a really nice job, getting the ball to him cleanly. And obviously Swift is a guy that is dynamic and really got a lot of good speed. And he just got to kick his feet up at the end there.
When you guys have a play action, you rolled right, you had met on the deep over.
Yeah.
His ability to pump fake, to buy himself a second, and then to throw a strike and come to dead run. And I know you've seen it in practice.
Right.
Seeing it in the game, what did you feel when you saw it?
No, I thought it was really good. He did a nice job of coming out of the fake with speed, which you need to do. And the guys ran their route depths correctly. And they ran with speed too, so they stayed open. A lot of times when you're doing those keepers, you're running away from leverage on defense.
Looking downfield as he's doing that. Is that something that's taught or kind of inherent?
No, that's taught. That's the read. Yeah, he did a nice job of going through his progression there.
Bates wasn't out there today. Is he dealing with an injury issue? Ryan Bates?
No, it's just something that he's had, from before, but he's fine. He'll be fine working in this week. So, like I said, it's a big week. Tomorrow will be a walkthrough setting to get the corrections, get cleaned up, really do a good job of looking at this game. And like I said, learning from it. And then when the players will have a day off to get ready for this big week we have a couple practices, and then we have the joint practice on Thursday, and then a walkthrough again on Friday and another game. So it's going to be a big week for us to level up.
Matt, what impressed you about Caleb on third down? I think the first completion to DJ was third down, and the 3rd and 9 strike.
Yeah, the poise in the pocket, the ride the pocket there, keep 2 hands on it when he was in the pocket, and then throw a strike. Really good job by DJ coming back to the football too on that one. So it was both, and the protection was solid.
Now, what did you think about Caleb on that play too? Just you talked about the way he battles back in camp, but to have that first play obviously didn't go as well as he would have wanted. To be in that 3rd and long for him to kind of have the poise to just make the play.
Yeah, I think it's good for him. That's the fruits of his labor. He's been working his tail off for 15 practices, and then, even before that, all through the summer. So it's good to be able to say, hey, all this drill work, all the things that I've been doing, it's paying off, and I can see the improvements, and we're going to look at this tape and then look back and say, hey, what can I learn from this? There's a lot of things that we can learn from this process of getting these reps, as he does in practice when he's going against the one defense.
You guys talked about watching Austin finish in game situations. When you see what he did today and you've watched him grow through camp, what are you seeing in his ascent right now?
Yeah, his ability to move surprises me. His ability to move in the pocket, and adjust his arm angle to deliver good strikes is really impressive, and he's exciting to watch.
It was.
How do you feel about your D line depth? I mean, just with Booker and Hardy having a good day, coming off a pretty good practice.
Yeah, those guys got to ascend, right? Those guys, got to show that they can do it, with the big guys, and so that's a part of it. And they're doing a good job with one-on-ones when they go against our starters. But it was good to see them today. Get some production for sure. Again, we're down a couple guys right now, so it'll be good to hopefully get those guys back soon as possible.
Bayless around the edge a couple times, but also up the middle, which is a whole different world for him. What do you think of his performance in his first game?
I thought it was positive. I mean, we all saw it. It was positive. He did a nice job of really getting north. And you saw his he's got really good lean mass, and he's a physical player, and you can see him really denting that, the tackles to fall forward for those positive yards to really gain those hidden yards in our favor. So, he's been good back there.
You talked about this being a week-to-week thing.
Yep.
You gonna give it another week?
Yeah, I'll talk to Chad and Shane, and we'll get together here in the next couple of days, and we'll figure that out going into the Tuesday practice.
I was asking about the other Austin Booker and defensively and his ability to get after the quarterback, just what you've seen there over the last few weeks.
Good. It's good. It's what we saw, coming out. He's got a really good slip, a really good natural ability to rush the passer with speed and not predetermine what he's going to do ahead of time. I think that stresses the offensive tackles out when a guy doesn't predetermine or shuffle his feet. It just shows that speed to power, or the speed and spin inside. I know the out and out moves that he likes to do. So it's been good.
What did you like about Baskerville's big play today?
He scored.
Yeah,
He scored. He got some good speed there. He kicked his feet up at the end and had a nice read on that. It's good.
I know you guys feel like you're having a good camp, but is there a different level of excitement when you see Caleb go do something in a game setting? Is there a proof of concept?
Yeah, there's certainly positivity there, and we're not going to squash that. I do feel that we have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of things to accomplish as a football team, not just Caleb. We all got to play good around him. So it's important that we keep improving before that first game.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, Matt.
Head coach Matt Egan.
See really good stuff thrown away. If someone else can reuse it, that's one of the highlights.
That was head coach Matt Eberflus, and look, he basically spoke to everything we spoke to, except the defense. We didn't get into the defense yet. Excuse me. Let me highlight the defense. Right now. Only 1 second. I'm having. Can y'all hear me?
Yes. Thumbs up.
Okay, we back. So look, he spoke to everything we spoke about, except the defense. And let's talk about that defense, because they only gave up, what was it, Wes? I know you've been talking about the points. What was it? How much? What we give up? Was it 6 or 3?
6. Was it
6 points? Was it 6? We
3.
gave up 6 points.
I'm still muted.
I'm not saying don't act like you can't talk now.
No, I'm just saying, am I still muted or not? Come on, dude. We okay. And I know it's not nothing to brag about, dude, but they had what, 6 points? We had 33.
So yeah, we had 30.
No,
Mark. That he spoke about.
Yeah, no. My whole thing is, let me give 5 seconds. This. Think about this as Bears fans. This is a Bears fans podcast. We had 33. I don't care what game it is. Our team against their team had 33-6.
Yes.
That is very un-Bears franchise like.
I mean,
Now
look,
out, no out,
he
no. Mark, listen.
Eberflus had success in the preseason. He's
No,
had success.
I'm not talking about success in the preseason. I'm talking about
I'm just saying when
differential
you
in
talk about
life.
our over differential and like when you talk about our
Yeah,
overall team,
this is where we at
Eberflus
now.
has had success in the preseason.
Yeah, we got shut out in the Hall of Fame game because of rain. All right, cool.
We
We
won that
won
game.
that one, right? We could have went 33-6 ish kind of thing. I don't kind of remember the score. Because I don't care. Because nobody cares, right? But if that is the wave, the genre that the Bears is going into, isn't that a good feeling?
I get what Wes saying. I get what
You
he's
see what
Yeah,
saying.
I'm saying,
because
Al?
when it was a year, like I said, Eberflus has had
That was it.
success in the
That's all I
preseason.
was saying. I was trying to say that before you muted me, but yeah.
I get you. I understand.
I do too, and like I said, there was a year. Because what this is Eberflus' fourth year, right? Third. This is his
Third, I
third year.
think.
This is his third
Third.
year. His first year we went undefeated in preseason, so I sensed that the hits philosophy. We haven't heard hits. You know what I mean? This entire year they haven't mentioned hits. I haven't. At least I haven't heard it. If y'all have heard it or anybody in the chat heard it,
No, sir.
I haven't heard it. The hits philosophy is kind of like I don't know.
So
But
Wes and Mark, let me ask y'all a
It's
question.
it's saying like if you DC or Marvel, it don't matter. Just make a cartoon movie.
Yeah. Let me ask y'all a question. Eberflus, since we talking about him, the press conference that I just seen, he's showing accountability. He's not throwing no players under the bus.
Yep.
He's taking accountability for everything that went on. He seems
Coach
like
speak.
he got his team under control. What do y'all think about him as a head coach? We haven't talked about that as far as like what y'all think about him. What's y'all opinion on him?
Wes, chill. Look at Wes. Look at him. I had to mute him. Because I knew he was gonna want to go first. I knew it. Like, just relax.
Wes had
You
a couple
got
of too many shots, man.
Wes.
Jaeger bombs got Wes gone. Jaeger bombs.
The fucking Jaeger bomb. He in the city. No, he in Arizona drinking Jaeger bombs. But look, hey Wes, listen, look. Gather your thoughts. I'm gonna take it first. Gather your thoughts on his question because we talked about this, Wes. So gather your thoughts, and then I'm gonna go, and then you gonna go. You gonna go next. Look, I wanted Harbaugh. I fired not Jim Harbaugh, but I fired Matt Eberflus.
Yeah.
What week after the look, he was fired before the Browns game last year for me, but I after that Browns game he was definitely done. I know the Browns game was late as shit, but he was done after the Washington game and we won it. You know what I mean? He was done for me because there's no way in hell I'm not keeping. I think before that Washington game we were on that was our 14 game losing streak over 2 years, over 2 seasons, not 1 year, but 2 seasons. We was on a 14 game. I fired him. I would have hired Jim Harbaugh at the end of the season.
Yep. Go ahead. I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, okay, yeah. I would have hired Jim Harbaugh at the end of the season myself, or at least talk to him. Matt Eberflus would not have been back. With that being said, I understand Ryan Pohl's decision to bring him back here. The defense stepped it up. And I know a lot of people like to say, oh, they weren't nothing without Montez Sweat. Listen to that question. Al, we first of all of us play football. It takes 11 guys to get the job in football. You brought one guy out of your 11 to add him to your 11 guys, and he elevated your defense so much so, and whether it was fabricated or not, I don't know. Whatever people say to negate Montez Sweat's impact. One person coming in here and taking our defense from what it was the first 6 games. I don't know what week we got Montez Sweat. 6, 7, first 6 games. Taking the defense from what it was, the D line, and specifically taking that D line from what it was into what it ended up being at the end of the season, that was one player's impact. I don't know what you can chalk it up to. That was Montez Sweat. One player. Matt Eberflus it was at the helm of that. You know what I mean? He was leading that defense. I understand you, Ryan Poles, when you want to bring him back as the head coach. I do. I get it. Me personally, I would have fired him. Al, you as well? You would have fired him too?
I got this argument. I can piggyback on what you're saying right now and get a little more different details of what I thought about that. Jim Harbaugh was my man. Reason why? I seen how he built the San Francisco 49ers. I was detailed. I looked into what he did and with his draft picks. His first draft picks, 2 first rounders was offensive linemen.
Yep.
He got a mentality where he go from the trenches out. He'll get the skill players later. He gonna do the trenches on out. That's my philosophy on building a team. I think you should build the team. That's why the Bears started doing well when they got Montez Sweat.
Yes.
Because he was the guy on the trenches that made the secondary look like they was all stars. If you that's where it started. It started on the line. I don't care what nobody say. You can get all the fantasy players you want to get, all the wide receivers, all the quarterbacks, all the running backs. If your offensive line and defensive line is not intact, you would not be successful in no league, whether it's Pee-wee football, high school football, college football, or NFL. You would not be successful at all.
And I'm glad you said, and Wes, I got you, Wes. I got you. Like I said, I'm giving you this time, Wes, to gather your thoughts so you can come in and articulate what you feel and what you've been thinking. Because lately, this episode, you ain't been articulating. You've been off, and we don't know what you're saying. Wes, we don't know what you've been saying. But anyway, Al, I agree. You have to build. Just think of Nick Foles. You know what I mean? Just think of Jared Goff. Just think of some of the teams with a good O-line and a mediocre quarterback. That the trenches matter, and we in lockstep. Whether it's D-line or O-line, you need the trenches to be sold up to go handle business.
Look at New England Patriots, the dynasties they built. They had an outstanding offensive line behind Tom Brady, in front of Tom Brady. Tom Brady had receivers that would not be number one receivers on no other teams, but they was all stars with the New England Patriots. Why was that? They had outstanding offensive line. Bill Belichick built offensive lines and defensive lines. Like he built those positions. And the Bears, we always been successful on defense. We had great defensive. Brian Urlacher was at his best when he had them 2 big defensive tackles in front of him. Where he had,
I played linebacker. I played linebacker, and I know for a fact, I can attest to this. I guarantee you, no linebacking core will be good without a D line. No way. There's no way, because you're gonna have too many big bodies, bigger than you, on you, blocking you. And if your D line can't take that up, take up those blocks, you're nothing. You can't play freely. So I agree with you, Al.
Absolutely. I got a friend that's in the Hall of Fame in the college I went to, Kevin Davis. Shout out to my boy Kevin Davis, man. He was an outstanding pass rusher, outstanding guy on the line, linebacker, whatever you want to call him. But if you don't have the disruption in your front line, you don't have that playmaker that can make that, everything else gonna look like it's nothing. It's what it is, man.
And I won't jump too much into the stats of last year. We know what our D line produced. We after Montez Sweat, we were still last in sack rate. And Wes, I know you are chomping to get at it, but you've been a little wild today. I got you after these comments. Shout outs, Wes. Bear Truth said, "Well, Singletary drafted well. Go look at Harbaugh drafts. They were bad." So this is what I would say about the Harbaugh drafts.
Bad.
He also said, "I'm not trying to disagree, just throwing it out there." Hold on. Look, first of all, Bear Truth, disagree with us. Push back on us, because I'm on this panel, and I know these dudes that I'm working with, that we come on here and do this with, they are wrong. They're wrong sometimes. Check out the last week's episode, Bear Truth. You was here. We are wrong all the time. Even myself, I'm wrong sometimes. So push back on us when you don't, like what you're hearing and you don't believe in what we're saying. With that being said, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. the Black Bear Podcast. The Black Bear Podcast, one word, no spaces. I know a lot of people been struggling finding our YouTube channel, but it's the Black Bear Podcast, one word, no spaces, and it ain't gonna change. So one word, no spaces. God damn, I forgot what topic was we on, Al?
We was just talking about the draft. Somebody said about the draft picks that they made. We was talking about.
Oh yeah, with Singletary and Harbaugh. Harbaugh's drafts were bad, and we was talking about the trenches.
Yeah, I know the draft. I know San Francisco draft like as the back of my hand because they went to the Super Bowl with them draft. It took him about 4 years to get the players he needed to get, but eventually when he got it, he put it together. They went. What's my man down here? What my man Wes putting on this?
No, keep going, Al. Please, hey, keep going because he is crazy. I don't want to cut you off. You was cooking, and I know he's getting ready to cook, but you was cooking. Keep going.
I know the drafts that he had. I'm not just talking just because I got lips. I'm talking because I actually followed the San Francisco 49ers draft as a blueprint to what I wanted my Chicago Bears to do. When they hired Jim Harbaugh, he came in. He drafted 2 first-round offensive lineman, a tackle, and a guard. That was his first 2 draft picks. Then that second year, he went and got Kaepernick, and then he went and got other pieces that he needed to put in place. But they went to the Super Bowl with his draft. The Bears, we haven't done that. So, and then I look at him in college at Michigan. I'm not a Michigan fan. I don't like Michigan at all. However, the way he's structured and the way he go out and his talent evaluators and how he draft his players to build teams is what I like about him. I like the way he build teams. Chicago Bears, we have not had a GM that done that until right now. I think the GM we got right now is one of those people that can build a championship team. I'm seeing similarities in his style of drafting in ways that I have seen in other successful GMs because I look at all the GMs across the league. You know what I'm saying? I see everything they do. So I feel like we in the right direction compared to previous years when it comes to drafting, talent evaluating, and putting together a team.
So with that being said, you understand because it sound like you like Ryan Poles' moves up to date, right? Which most of us Bears fans do. But so when you weigh in and Wes, I promise you, Wes, I'm about to bring you in right now after this question. But when you come in, Wes, I want you to speak on the coaching situation that the question Al asked you. Yeah, I got you. So, but Al, so when you talk about Ryan Poles, how much do you weigh the what's his name? What's the guy's name? Claypool. Yeah. The Claypool trade. Even the Montez Sweat trade, because it was a trade. I wanna discuss the Ryan Poles transactions with you. How much you like weigh his moves? Like, okay, so you're a trenches guy. Mm-hmm. Ryan Bates, Coleman Shelton, right? Is that not the same as Lucas Patrick and fucking who was the other Cody Whitehair? Or you know what I mean? Is that not the same? Cody Whitehair, I just said his name. Cody Whitehair and what's the other guy?
Lucas
Patrick. And then Ryan Bates and Coleman Shelton. That's the same thing to me. Now, Coleman Shelton played tonight, and he looked much better than I have a video out there, a short out there that got 30,000 views and interactions. And you can go look at it. I put it up. Our center play. The center play was just bad. You know it's bad when you get 30,000 reactions and views to a short, a reel, or whatever you want to call it. It was bad. So knowing what he did to try to improve that area of the team, and you're a trenches guy, not only that, but let's talk about the defensive side of the ball, defensive line. Wes, relax. You will come in. DeMarcus Robinson was starting for us today, and on the other side was DeMarcus Walker and Dominique Robinson. What do you got to say to what Ryan Poles has done? Because you just endorsed him, right? You just endorsed him. What do you got to say to what Ryan Poles has done with the trenches? And trenches, they say defense wins championships, but come on now. I think we both know trenches win championship?
Well, I'm gonna say, based off the fact that he's cleaning up past GM's failures. Like he cleaning up about 8 years worth of BS. Like he's not just cleaning up the previous GM, but he cleaning up the previous GM before the previous GM garbage. He came in to clean up the mess. So trying to balance skill players and try to get your quarterback in the right quarterback in play and this and trying to build the trenches at the same time is a rather hard job to ask the GM to do, because you still got to put some type of product on the field to be some type of attractive to other free agents and other players that's coming in. It's a business, but I would say his willing and dealing, his knowing when to trade players and get rid of trade players, knowing when to cut ties. He said Justin Fields was his hardest decision that he ever made in his life when it comes to football.
I remember.
He said that was the hardest thing he ever did, was had to cut ties with that guy. When so many fans was back, Justin Fields had all the fans backing him. Everybody wanted to keep Justin Fields in Chicago.
Before you keep going, and I do want you to keep going, so don't lose your train of thought. That push from the fans is the only reason me as a Bears fan and analyst for this team, I analyze this team. I don't care what nobody say. I'm a podcaster, whatever. I analyze this team. A lot of the shit, 60-70% of the shit I do revolve around this team. So from what I seen, I mean, Justin was for sure gone. I don't know. The Justin fans thought he was gonna still be here. I'm sure you knew, but I thought he was gonna be Justin was gonna be gone because of that simple fact that you just mentioned. So, look, I thought Justin was gonna be gone for that simple fact that you mentioned. And hold on, let me get this off the screen.
But let me ask you something, Mark. You put Caleb behind the same offensive line that Pace, because Pace, well, we was known from him coming from Kansas City, he was a trenches guy. This was his specialty, the trenches. So he liked the left tackle he got. He liked the right tackle he drafted. He liked the interior offensive lineman that he got. So if he feel like Caleb Williams would come in and make better use of the resources that he have around him and do better than Justin Fields, it's going to make Poles look like he was, the ideal GM for us, and that the quarterback was a problem because Paul, that was his specialty. He come from that. He come from the Kansas City tree where it was, they built on the trenches. So this was his motto. We're going to build the trenches. He said that when he came to Chicago. We're going to get the trenches. We're going to get the trenches together. Didn't he say that?
For those who, he did say that, and for those who, I got you, Wes. I'm finna bring you in right now. For those who underestimate Poles' effect on the O-line, remember he brought Creed Humphrey. Creed Humphrey is the center of the Kansas City Chiefs. While Mahomes, and he's only been in the league for 3 years, maybe 4 years, maybe a little less, but he's only been in the league for a short period of time. But Ryan Poles was in that scouting department when that happened. Like, he knows what he's looking for. So, like, me personally, I don't understand what he's done with the trenches at all. But I know Wes, I know Wes want to get in here and talk about this coaching situation and what he think about keeping Jim Harbaugh over. Keeping Ryan Matt Eberflus over Jim Harbaugh.
I want to hear.
Or whatever.
First of all,
or whatever you want to talk
cool.
about, Wes. Because I know you're gonna go in here.
I heard everything y'all just said, and I was so mad how wrong Mark was, and how different I feel about your opinions. He helped me out. I've been in here. Hey, look, it's fine. So, first of all, how do you want to break it down? Let's go with head coach Chicago Bears.
Talk about the head coach. We talk about the head coach.
You already know, and any of our fans can go back and look at it. I'm 50-50 on the reason that he's here. I talked about it. I'm not going to relive what I said about his pluses and bad. I'm saying that, hey, look, if we're going to do what we did, he shouldn't be here. Meaning then, no more Justin Fields, no more Darnell Mooney, all those kind of things. The only thing that really sits Leighton is DJ Moore, maybe Cole Kmet. Other than that, everybody else is new blood, new welcomes. Let's get it.
Kind of, basically.
Now that's on what I just heard y'all talk about. Secondly, for me to say is
So just hold on. Let me set you up, Wes. Just
set me up.
speak on Matt Eberflus retaining his job as the Chicago Bears coach after winning 3 games and then 7 games, and then speak on not hiring Jim Harbaugh or a different head coach. What
No,
do you
because
think? Why do you think he retained his job, Wes? And if you were to fire him, why were you going to fire Matt Eberflus?
I'm firing my Eberflus because nothing that happened in the last 2 years was Eberflus, good or bad, evenish. That's how I feel. I feel it's the first year. I mean, with NFL team, we could have won 3 games with Justin Fields. Think about it. We had Justin Fields. You think Justin Fields and himself couldn't win any team 3 games?
What are you talking about? With
No,
Justin
no, no.
Fields
Listen,
won 3 games. He did.
I know. Now let me say what I'm saying, Mark. You're talking about Matt Eberflus.
I'm talking about Matt Eberflus.
Right. So you think he had Justin Fields, right? That was his quarterback, no?
Yes.
Yes.
That was his quarterback.
That was the quarterback. Right. So you just said Justin Fields could win you 3 games out of 17 any team, any day,
Yes.
whatever week, right? Cool, right? Boom. So he won 3 games with Justin Fields, right? Then after Pace got the big boot, well, I guess then we went 7. Won 4 of those games, 2 of them we won with the backup.
Yes. Yeah.
My whole thing is
keep preaching, keep going, because now
what difference are you doing, Eberflus? What is your difference maker? Hey, look. Hey, Mark.
No. Wes.
My thing is this. I understand he went into a very bad situation, losing the defensive coordinator.
No, he didn't go into that situation. Look, kids, stay off the drugs.
I didn't say. I said
no. Wes, hold on. Wes, hold on. And I'm not.
Oh my God, Mark! So we can record this. You can rewatch it, but go right ahead. What you gotta say, dude? It's live. I know, but you can rewatch it.
Kids, stay off the drugs. Not even the drugs.
What does that have to do with anything?
Moderate it.
What are you talking about?
When I ask you this question, you gonna answer this question?
I answer a question and say nothing else. What you got?
Why would you keep Matt Eberflus as your head coach?
I would not.
Before this season.
I would not. Before the season, I would not.
So okay.
My personal opinion.
Okay, hold on. Listen, let me set you up. Let me set you up and then you cook.
Why you want to set me up? I just told you why I wouldn't keep him. I wouldn't keep him. I know what you're gonna say, and I'll say that.
So why would you not? Why wouldn't you keep him?
Because Justin Fields gives me 3 games easy. Period. And then the next season where I went a couple more games. Then after that, I won a couple games with my backup quarterback. Had nothing to do with my head coach.
That's 5 games. We won 7. What about the other 2? You talking
Beijing?
No. Beijing won 2. You said Justin gives us 3. That's 5. What about the other 2?
Defense. We traded for Montez Sweat. That's why we paid Jalen Johnson a lot of money, because he ended up, after getting a whole bunch of interceptions, and on top of that, when we got Montez Sweat, not only did Jalen Johnson get interceptions, Kyler Gordon got an interception, Brisker got an interception or 2. TJ got an interception or two. I think even Sanborn maybe had one. We know Trayman got a one after that, or maybe before after that. Our defense rearranged itself after that. That gave us another game. So what?
Wes.
We didn't have a
I'm
defensive
sorry,
coordinator all last
Wes.
season.
I'm sorry.
You can be sorry. You can
Boy,
be
you got
sorry, Mark, but you're
you gotta get
wrong.
muted.
We
You
didn't
gotta get
have
muted. You gotta get muted, Wes. You gotta go because I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Al, do you know what the fuck he talking about?
I don't have a clue. I'm trying to figure this out, man. From a just,
Exactly. So look, we're
just
not
hard.
doing that. We're not doing that. That's not what we're here for at all. And Wes, you just got to deal with that shit because you are. Look, Wes was excited for Caleb Williams to play today, and he went besides himself to have some fun. You know
Some
what I'm saying? We all
cocktails,
had
and
some
early this
fun.
morning,
Look at him.
they 2 hours earlier than us, right? They 2 hours.
Exactly.
one
Go ahead,
statement
Al.
is this. One
No,
statement is
no,
this.
no, no,
Nobody
no,
this.
no, no, no.
Caleb
Look at him.
played.
Here, Arizona time. They 2 hours earlier than us, so yeah, yeah.
What's going? How they 2 hours earlier than us, and he lit like that before us, before we get it. How you get it before we get it? You know what I'm saying? But look, we about to listen to Caleb Williams, and I'm sorry, Wes, but you gotta listen to Caleb Williams speak. Let me bring it up. Yeah, let me bring it up. Al, if you got anything you want to put out there real quick.
I do want to talk about the O line before we brought it up earlier. And I want to go back on that. So.
Yeah, you can't hear it. You can't.
Are you ready? Okay, yeah, we can talk about. I want to talk about O line. We was talking about the O line earlier and about the. I want to piggyback on what you said about the left tackle, and then the different pieces. Although Pace was a guy that came in to be a guy that put the offensive line together, and he trying to piece together other pieces at the same time. I would say that I don't know. Even the Kansas City Chiefs didn't have a left tackle that was a 5th-round draft pick. I don't see how you can't put Ben's pieces in a Cadillac. Like, I don't understand how you think that you can have a franchise quarterback and surround him with undrafted free agents and other teams' rejects for his offensive line. I don't understand how that's a part of the plan. So we got to do something about that, Mr. Mr. Ryan. We got to fix that because that cannot be the catalyst of a blueprint of how you build the trenches. I think I give him a draft or two because he did do well with the right tackle from Tennessee. He definitely did good. He got some pieces behind that need to be developed that can potentially be starters. But I haven't seen enough on the offensive line that assures me that we in good hands.
So I agree with you wholeheartedly in every aspect except look, the Bears, I agree. I don't know what he was doing with that O-line, especially knowing what an O-line can do for a quarterback. Because I always go to the Jared Goff situation in Detroit. Everybody want to tout to Detroit as the division winners. But guess what? Detroit, Jared Goff is not, he's okay. Jared Goff is okay. But guess what? Jared Goff has a stout O-line surrounding him. And my question to you, Al, if you were Ryan Poles, would you draft Roma Dunze at 9? Or would you sure up and grab Fatanu? We saw Fatanu, Olufashanu, Troy Fatanu, and or is it, that's his name, right? Fatanu, right? And then Olufashanu. Talise Fuaga went to Tennessee, right? But there were linemen. My point is there were linemen for you to get. Or you move up. That we heard after watching the Giants Hard Knocks, the Bears were talking to the Giants to move up to 6 and take Roma Dunze.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
on Hard Knocks. That is out there on the Giants edition of Hard Knocks. The Bears were talking to them because Ryan Poles was so fucking scared that Roma Dunze would not be there. He wanted to move up to 6 and take
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. 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 So I
Al,
wasn't a part. I wasn't a part of the podcast when my pre-draft. But my pre-draft, everybody knows me. All my friends is tune in. They know my pre-draft was the left tackle for Sanu from Penn State. That's what I want them to get first. I want them to draft him first. I was a fan of keeping Justin Fields and build around him because it was some more quarterbacks that's coming out next year and a year after that could possibly be assets to us. We didn't have to go reach for Caleb right now, but because the Bears are in so much of a back against the wall and quarterback deficiency, we almost told he almost had to pick a quarterback. If he hadn't, the fans was gonna run him out of town. You know what I'm saying? If he couldn't justify picking a left tackle with the first pick over getting Caleb Williams because the fans was gonna run him out of town. I wanted a left tackle.
at 9, though. At 9.
Yeah, I wanted Fashanu and Malik Neighbors. That was my 2 picks. The left tackle for Penn State and Malik Neighbors from LSU. Those was my 2 first-round picks. I was gonna keep Justin Fields and let him we'll get a quarterback next year. Some guys coming out next year that's gonna be. I even said get Sam Hartman in the 2nd or 3rd round. I wasn't really sold on Caleb Williams in the first.
That's interesting that you say that. Hold on. Let me get Wes in here and just hey Wes, push back on what he said about Fashanu and taking those guys in the 1st round.
You unmuted me. Thank you so much, Mr. Mark Rob. I will be really nice about that. First of all y'all, oh, it's the line, whatever. No. You say, just like we all say, like, I would take an offensive lineman, but if he's not there, I'm taking Marvin Harrison Jr. If it's an offensive lineman, if he's not there, I'm taking Roma Dunze. I would take an offensive lineman, but if they're not there, I'll take Ricky Pearsall. Like, all of y'all keep talking about, like, oh, yeah, if the offensive lineman is not there, I'll take an elite wide receiver. And that's what we did because the 2 picks. So for anybody who didn't watch the draft, the only 2 offensive linemen worth picking were gone. Joe and JC were gone.
Joe Alt from Notre Dame is a great one. Yeah.
Gone. He was already gone.
But hold on, Wes. My point was that
Mark.
Hold on. My point was
okay.
My point was that we were willing to move up, which is evident in the Hard Knocks episodes. For the Giants, not for the Bears, for the Giants. We were ready to move up to 6 to take Roma Dunze. You weren't ready to move up to 5 to take Joe Alt?
My whole thing is this. I'm with you. I'm not mad. I'm not saying that, hey, look, missing Joe. We did the draft. What did I do on my 9th pick in the mock draft we did on our episode? I took Joe Alt. You see what I'm saying? So my whole thing is, I'm not saying not picking Joe Alt is an option or is what was needed. It was, I figured in my analysis of things and how everything was going to happen that, hey, when it came down to it, the best little piece of meat that will be on a table would possibly be Roma Dunze. That's why I took the wide receiver group. Because it was a plethora of them, and they all good. Think about it. If you look around the league, all of them, look at them. The Patriots, the Bills, like everybody looking at they wide receivers like this dude was good. And everybody's talking about how this dude was that good. My whole
Who was that good? Who was that good? He got 0 catches in the preseason.
Who cares about 0 catches in the preseason, Al?
As a rookie, you better care. Keon
is a really good, serviceable wide receiver. Stop playing. Don't talk
Keon
about.
Coleman wasn't a first round draft pick.
It doesn't even matter, dude.
It's not a first round pick. Value
George
wasn't as
Kittle
high.
wasn't either. George Kittle wasn't either. Tom Brady wasn't either. So stop talking about draft picks.
We're talking about
We
skill
don't talk
players.
about draft picks.
We're talking about wide receivers. We're not talking about quarterback. We're talking about skill players. We're not talking about David Terrell. We're talking about skill players. People that got to catch the ball. People that account for something. We're talking about not just
all
any
of them
nobody.
came. All of them came in this draft.
So Odunze come from
what do they
Washington.
call him?
He came from a school with other players. Hold on.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's
How
your guy.
can you talk about we missed on a O lineman when this entire draft was skilled players and you got mad because we took one at 9?
I didn't get mad. I'm
saying
you just said it.
Hold on. You say entire draft of skilled players. Who? Marvin Harrison, Malik Neighbors,
A
and
lot
Robert
of
Duvall.
them.
Who else?
A lot of them were skilled players, dude. A lot of them were skilled players. I don't know right now. If you want me to do it, ask me. Hey, Wes, give me your whole entire in and out.
No. This is Devin ain't here. Devin is not here.
Devin ain't even here.
Double team me.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm here. I'm left and right now. So Al, you just talked about the whole entire line this, and then you just said skill players. What do you want?
This out,
you
bro.
want or skill players?
Check this out, because I watch college football, so I know.
Nobody cares. We're talking about the NFL.
The Michigan offensive lineman.
You watch basketball. Weavers and accountant.
I watched that.
Hold on. One at a time.
The Michigan offensive linemen that are great. They had a great interior lineman. One of Zach Mentor, I think that was his name, that got hurt. He was a great interior offensive lineman. I know about the left tackles from Penn State. I know about the great offensive lineman from Notre Dame. That's what I was reaching for. I wasn't reaching for Odunze because he come from Washington with a system that was other great receivers around him. Not saying he wasn't great, but he had other receiver core that was around him. He fell to us at number 9, and that was a great pick at the value at number 9. That was great. But we wasn't finna move up or move back, I don't think, to go get Odunze. I don't think that he was valued that much.
Yes.
I don't think so.
Yes, he was. He was.
Hold on, Al, you saying you don't think we was gonna move back for Odunze?
I think that when he fell,
we were gonna move up for him. Pose was gonna move up for him. Watch in the Giants documentary. No, not documentary. The Giants Hard Knocks. We were gonna move up for him.
We're gonna move up for who?
When the Bears released 1920 Football Drive, they didn't show. He was going to move up to 6. He was talking to the Giants to move up to 6. It's not coming from me. It's coming from the Giants Hard Knocks.
I'm just saying, hey, Mark.
To get Odunze.
Exactly.
He said he was going to 6 to pick Odunze.
Yeah,
he was going. Watch the Giants Hard Knocks. Off season. There's off season. There's training camp. We're training camp, and then they got the entire division for the in season version. But yes, Ryan Poles was nervous. He was very nervous.
That was his. If I'm moving up to 6, if I'm the GM, I'm moving up to 6. And Malik Neighbors is still on the board. I'm sorry. I'm taking Malik. It's not got nothing to do with me being an LSU fan. I'm taking Malik Neighbors over Odunze based off his college production against top tier talent. Washington is in the Pac-12. They came from the Pac. They played against Boise State. They played against talent that wasn't even. Them guys aren't even in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
Detroit Lions first. The Detroit Lions starting
talking about in NFL.
Detroit Lions starting cornerback right now came from Alabama. Tyrion. He came from Alabama.
I know.
Hold on.
Cameron is
West. Time out.
I'm reading the statement at the bottom of the screen.
Time out, because there's a lot of talking going on, but it's a lot of good points being thrown out. And I want everybody.
What points? You talking about college?
From you?
No.
That's what I'm saying. From you, I would like him to say something, and then for you to.
He said everything. Everything he said was about people that did college. I know. I don't know nothing about college. I'm sorry. I know when your college people that you praise and come into my NFL league, into my shield, 70% of them motherfuckers failed because they was playing against Bassett and
What
Weavers.
Washington wide receiver have you seen that was successful in the past 10 years?
And I don't care.
Name one.
Because they
LSU
don't play
got
for
a
the
plethora
Bears,
of receivers.
Al. They
Jefferson.
don't play for the Bears.
This is what we gonna do. This is what we gonna do
Like,
because
can I not
no. Listen. Hold on. Wes,
Mark,
hold on, Wes. I get it.
I want to defend every D1 college in the nation. I don't. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here for the Chicago Bears only.
Bear Ski, welcome back to the podcast, man.
Back.
Hey, Bear Ski, you see what happens on this podcast.
I'm gonna take my earphones off so my daughter can hear.
It's getting lit. I don't know if your daughter can contribute to this conversation, but it's getting lit.
She has no idea, but she needs to know.
Say something, Wes.
But my whole thing is, I don't care. Like, my whole thing is this. It's no algorithm that says where you went to school, what round you got drafted in, makes you a good player. What does is you play every single week, all the single time. So what I'm going to do is, I don't care if you went to
Kevin Davis. Hold on.
Tempe High School.
Davis. I agree. It was a good pick. But Neighbors is just as good. Good. Yeah, I agree with you, Kev.
So many undrafted great Hall of Famers. Like, so I don't care what school, Division II, Division III. I don't care.
Well,
I'm talking about my
show me a Washington wide receiver in the past 10
Why?
years.
I don't care.
Anything.
I do not care enough about Washington wide receivers. All I care about is that Roma Dunze showed in college that he can be a good wide receiver. Cool. Put him in. All right, cool. All right, cool. So now you talking about all right, here we go. Here we go, Mark.
Shout him
Here
out.
we go, Mark. Let me hit you with this, Al. DJ Moore had the best season he ever had on Justice Fields, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Keenan Allen, a veteran, 6 months outside, he's a great wide receiver, right?
He's a great possession wide receiver.
Why should I care what my third receiver does? You can go to all 30 teams. What's their third receiver name?
Oh, you just mentioned 2 proven wide receivers.
Al, what's every other team third wide receiver name? Nope. Mute me. I mute my fucking self.
No,
nigga.
no. Wes. Whoa. Wes. Ladies and gentlemen, Wes is hyped tonight, and he got to see his.
No, Wes don't know what he's talking about. That's what it is. He might know what they're talking about the Bears, but you cannot not talk about NFL without talking about college.
I know what I'm talking about, the NFL, but you think, and all y'all think, and you Knicks, y'all think y'all know, y'all think college football translates to the NFL, and it don't.
It does not.
You got it or you don't.
But hold on, because we got the chat going. And Wes, the chat agrees with you. The chat agrees with you too. I just want to make sure they Wes, I didn't even mute you, bro. Why you muted?
So if you don't care about college, why go to college for fun?
I muted myself and I'm done. My whole thing is this: either you got it or you don't.
So why not go from
shut
high
up.
school straight
Either
to the
you
pros?
got it or you
Why
don't.
not go from
I don't
high
care
school
about what
straight
university
to the
you went to. I don't care about Division I, Division II. I don't care about none of that. My whole thing is Tom Brady got 7 Super Bowls and he was drafted in the 5th round.
Okay, Wes. Let me jump in here, Wes.
He still went to college.
Hold on, Al. Let me jump in here. Wes, let me jump in here and let me get the audience.
Student athletes, go to school. All my followers is out here looking at us right now. Looking at go to school, man. Go to school.
Let me get them caught up, Al.
Weave your baskets and attend your law classes. Hey, look, I was a law major. Trust me. Go ahead. Get your verses.
I'm muting both of y'all, Mike. I'm muting both. Look, all you gonna hear is me for right now. Look, listen, it's This the Black Bear Podcast. Please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. The Black Bear Podcast. One word, no spaces. I got my guy Al to the right of me, man. He cooking. And I got my guy Chef West. And y'all know him. I don't even need to introduce him. He's been here and he gonna stay here. Chef fucking West. They cooking right now. And I just need to get through to some of these comments because they ain't gonna stop cooking. Bearsky, he said, West, man, I hear you. I'm the same way. I don't know. I care about college, and that's a little odd to me. He said, all I always say is I definitely don't want a guy who peaked in college. That's always the worst. I agree. You get a guy that peaked in college, they come in the NFL, and then it's just not the same. Nobody wants that bad taste in their mouth. Bearsky Film also said, you sure you want to hear this? And yes, I do. Yes, I always want to hear Chicago Bears takes football and you know whatever you got to say. We gonna move on. Kevin Davis. Who do you know? What players your team is getting if you don't care? Yeah. Oh, how do you know what players your team is getting if you don't care? He talking about you, Wes, and you supposed to be the draft. Wes, hold on. Don't do that, Wes. You supposed to be the draft guy on this team, and you say you don't care about college. And hey, that's not me, Wes. That ain't me. That ain't me. You can't come at him. He's speaking fast.
I don't want to be mad, but I hear what you're saying, dude. I hear what you're saying.
Sneak
but
through,
hey, look, dude, I know what I get you. Thank you.
Bearsky said, I just put my little girl to sleep. I hope she have a good night's sleep. I got you, Al. Go ahead. Al, you might as well, because Wes did it. You might as well do it too, everybody. We can just do whatever the fuck we want. Just go ahead. Just go ahead. Oh, hold on. Al, I'll unmute you. There you go, Al. Go ahead.
We're going to talk about the skill players that the Chicago Bears has lacked over the years. So if you look at Julio Jones, Devontae Adams, all these upper echelon wide receivers they was excellent in college. They was great college players that transitioned to the NFL. If you look at Odunijay, I'm not saying that he's not a great wide receiver. He did put up numbers in college. He did do well. But the transition from a Washington receiver from Washington, I have not seen that transition. I'm talking about trends in past history of development. I have not seen a Washington wide receiver be developed in college.
You keep saying Washington and not giving this man his
come to the NFL and shine. I have seen even Chase Claypool was a standout guy at Notre Dame. He was a good receiver at Notre Dame. I don't know what his downfall was in the NFL, but he had production. So I don't want to hear like somebody that don't know nothing about college football to say that Rome Odunijay, somebody that didn't have a catch today. I mean, I haven't seen that. I got to see some out of him yet. I'm not going to praise him as of right now. He came from a division in college that lacked defenses. All the Pac-12 put up numbers in the over there. All the quarterbacks over there put up numbers because they had no defense in that conference at all. No defense. They put up 40 and 50 every week. This is a fact.
Well, you can't speak. The chat telling you to take a hit. They telling you to take a hit.
They telling me to take a hit?
No, West. They telling
they not. West. I read them.
Good reefer.
They not.
Reefer.
The whole thing is you want to talk about somebody past. Okay, he got a B in science in 7th grade. So fucking what? So what? I don't care what college he came from. All I care about is what he do for my Chicago Bears. I don't care what he is and what they doing. Hey, so no, Mark, we had this whole debate. No, hold on, Mark. We had this whole debate on.
I'm not going to double team you.
So
no. I'm just saying. I just saying this.
So much.
We had this whole thing right before we
hold on. Let him get it out. Let him get it out. Go ahead.
You could talk to me about Toledo State. I can go to GCU. I got a bunch of wide receiver friends out here at Grand Canyon University who I think is great. I think they are awesome. I have friends who play for Arizona U of A right now who I seen catch balls, and I'm like, dude, you 6'4", you 6'5". Do you think I would call a tweet to say, hey, Chicago, you can come and get them? They will be great. No, so stop talking about what they
Mark,
did in
hey, Mark,
college. Because
your
the
question,
whole
Mark.
point of this, and my whole thing, and I'm gonna shut up after this. Everybody in the United States of America, anybody who watched the NFL is saying, "Oh well, Caleb, he's still a rookie though, but he had a lot of touchdowns versus interceptions. He moved with a shitty offensive line, which we got. He did all these things. Everybody want to tell me how he's going to fail, and I'm just like, I just need the motherfucker to be okay."
Okay. Hey, Mark, let me ask you a question.
That's it.
So
I'll mute myself, Mark. Don't worry.
So, Mark,
last
year, Mark, I watched all the college football games because I got buddies that's Hall of Famers. I got buddies that's college athletes. So I keep up with that. I got cousins that play Big Ten football. So this is what I love. I love this.
Yes,
However, Caleb Williams disappointed me last year when he played Notre Dame. And Notre Dame gave us the blueprint on how to beat him. They gave us the blueprint.
Al, don't put me on your back.
I'm trying to say some point. I'm trying to prove to this guy at the bottom.
Okay.
The college football matters. It matters. Why? If it didn't matter, why would you be sitting there watching the Bears to pick Adunije? Why would you be like, oh, if you don't know nothing about Adunije because you don't watch college football, what makes you confident that the Bears should pick him? If you don't watch it, why is that your pick? Because he don't got an NFL snap. All his snaps that you know of came from the college. So if you wanted them to pick him, why is that? That baffles me that a person would sit and watch the draft and say, I want the Bears to move up to pick Adunije, but you don't watch college football to know what Adunije even can do. Right? That don't make no sense to me. That sounds crazy. Like I watched Adunije all his previous couple of years, so I've been watching him when he came and he got me and my boys. We watch the high school players coming into college. We watch the 5 stars, the 3 stars, the 4 stars. We watch that because the development starts at the bottom to the top. It starts at the bottom to the top. You watch the guys come out of high school. Justin Fields was a 5-star quarterback. He was up there with Trevor Lawrence. Justin Fields was Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields was 1 and 2. It was 1 and 2.
I know.
So I know. How can you say pick Justin Fields if you never watched him at Ohio State?
I did.
So that means you watch college football. So stop it. Stop with
my whole thing is it doesn't matter to me.
It does matter because he failed at the NFL level.
All it does is gives me a or a feeling. When we drafted Mr. Trubisky, I had a feeling. When we drafted Justin Fields, I had a
feeling. You have to watch North Carolina.
Feeling because I watched them all play. I watched them play. So if you want to say, hey, look, if you a quarterback from Boston College, you're gonna be shit. I hate not. So you saying that a quarterback from the University of Michigan Wolverines won't win 7 Super Bowls?
Name a quarterback from University of Michigan the past couple of years since you know so much about them. Name one there. I mean,
JJ McCarthy just won that championship. What are you talking about? So shut up. So my whole thing is, and then on top of that, go college crazy. You can go college crazy. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it at all.
I thought it was gonna be a positive back and forth, but it ain't.
I think
so let me read these chats off.
Read those comments.
It matters to an extent, man. It really only matters to the draft.
Yes.
Come on, Wes. Once you get into camp, if you got Antonio Brown and you drafted him in the 5th, guess what? He may clearly be better than the other guys. He also said Russell Wilson was drafted in the third, won the job during camp after they paid Matt Flynn, yeah. $40 million. We all know that. Matt Flynn, we all remember that. Mama Blue says,
read them off.
An athlete's college career is their resume. It has to matter.
What you say for? You don't even watch.
I got one more. I got one more, fellas. Yeah. I got one more. Bearski Film said this to you, Wes. Wes, I'm saying more often than not, nothing here is an equation that equals a good player. Nothing here we talking about
Exactly what I'm
equals a good
saying.
player. That's what he's saying.
Bearsky saying what I'm saying. All right, Al, you want to keep going?
I'm just saying from a person that scouts and that played on all levels of football, from pee wee football to college football. I know how development and the process to get to the NFL. I know what I know that it's something that's important. You got Jefferson, you got Jamar Chase, you got them LSU Rabbits. Them guys came from a system that put them on the level they is right now. Adonijay,
But you still missing a thing though.
What I'm saying is, college
is,
matters, bro. College matters. If you can, if
I'm not.
You just
I am not saying college doesn't matter.
But you watch the draft.
What I'm saying, what college you go to doesn't. If you that motherfucking dog, like right now, my daughter is fucking 4'4". If she's gonna be the first, now listen to me. If she's gonna be the first 4 foot female wide receiver in the NFL league, she can go to ASU right now and she can build it. And I'm talking to you guys, and I can build everything into her to be the next and the first female out of Arizona State University. Does that mean that all women have to come out of Arizona State University?
That argument is like, dude. Hey, Mark, what's your top 5 wide receivers in the NFL right now? Who are they?
Oh my God, that's a
who
tough
cares
question.
what college they went to?
That's a loaded question. Hold on, because Bearsky filming.
My whole thing is this: before y'all get to that, before we get to going, and to all the fans, let you know, Chef West says, "I care not what college anybody went to, only that they win games for the Chicago Bears."
Mic drop.
So never watch the draft. Never talk about the draft. Don't talk about what pick the Bears got. I want them to get because you don't know nothing about the player because you don't watch college football. So don't talk about that. You don't know about Curtis Enis. You don't know nothing about Curtis Enis who came from Pitt State.
First of all, wait.
Who was a bust?
I tried to be nice.
You don't know nothing about
Al, I tried to be nice to you, nigga.
Hold on.
You can't argue me with this, man, because I can name every Chicago Bear wherever they came from. Because I watched that. I watched every school. I watched everything.
Time out, fellas.
You can't.
Time out, fellas. And I'm gonna take this down. Because the comment that comment, I'm pretty sure probably got West, whatever. Fuck what y'all talking about, because at this point it's not going where it needs to go. What we gonna do right now is listen to Caleb Williams, our quarterback that fucking played. Don't nobody want to listen to the quarterback that played, that had a game today. Neither one of us had a game today, but the guy who went 4 for 7, threw for 95 yards, which we didn't really see this type of game from Justin Fields or Mitchell Trubisky in their first start in the preseason. 0 sacks, might I add. And then, he's not a scrambling quarterback. Well, he had 1 carry for 13 yards because they were in man coverage, and he was able to read that. Can we listen to what he had to say about his own performance? Wes, I'm gonna unmute you and see what you got to say. But can we listen to what Caleb Williams has to say?
I get all of that. I get all of that. Yes, that's fine. I just don't want to argue about college football.
We not, and you can. Hold on, we not, and
I don't want to.
But right now, we have to continue this show and listen to.
Yes, that's what I really want to do.
So
we're going to listen to our quarterback.
So let's argue about the Bears, players that come from the college that drafted.
Stop out. See, you see what I'm saying?
They
all right, I'm done. All right, mute myself.
Hold on. They drafted from losing colleges and it resulted to a losing NFL team. Let's talk about that then. Let's talk about that.
Okay. Well, before we get to our quarterback speaking, and you and Wes and Al, I love it. Look, y'all know I love it, but can y'all read the comments, please? Just give me a break. Go ahead, Bearsky Finn. Can somebody take his comment? Go ahead, take it.
I'm reading the comments. Draft is a
No,
shit
like
show.
read it out loud to the chat, to the live. Can one of y'all take it?
Basically saying the
I
draft
got
is
it.
a shit show. The draft is a shit show. I say this every year. They are just trying to take the best chances they can, but even the NFL GMs truly don't know. That's why there are guys that go undrafted and are good. Okay.
Exactly.
So
My
what?
bear
So
ski film friend.
so what
That's
players have
what
the
I'm
Bears
talking
got
about.
undrafted
Nobody
and are
cares
good?
about where you came from as long as you come in the league and you
So
get on your shit.
we're Bear
I'm
fans,
done.
right? We Bear fans, and we have not been winning. So where they drafted them
No.
from?
Don't stop talking. Y'all stop talking.
I'm just trying to say where they coming from. If we saying about these undrafted free agents and all these schools we going to, if the Bears are they are a losing program. That means we are drafting wrong. We are not drafting correctly. We are not drafting like the Philadelphia Eagles, who got half the Georgia Bulldogs defense on their team. Yeah, they haven't won a Super Bowl, but they went to the playoffs more than what we can say we did. The college matters. The level that you played in college matters. If you play in Boise State, Colorado, and those teams every Saturday versus Alabama or Ole Miss or Georgia, teams that are producing at a high level in NFL, that shit matters a lot. You playing a cornerback that's not gonna ever see the NFL every week. You playing Stanford, you playing Boise State, you playing Virginia Tech, you playing Georgia Tech. Them corners are gonna never see the NFL on the starting defense ever. But you play Alabama, you play Georgia, you play Ole Miss, you play LSU. Those guys are starting right now. I can name starters on the teams right now that are first round picks that are starting from those schools. College matters. I don't care what nobody say. College matters. The level of competition that you play, it matters. The Texans right now, Derek Stingley, LSU guy, first round draft pick, starting corner right now to this day. The Packers, they got Bullard from Georgia. He's a starting safety right now, first year player. Terrion, Alabama guy. He played for Detroit. Right now, he's starting as a rookie. Knock it off, man. Knock it off. We talking about the schools don't matter. He can't. Caleb played for USC. That's all good, but he played against the cornerbacks that are going to be bankers. They not, and I'm not saying that's against your education is always first in all my talks. But we talking football, the Bears, what they got? The Penn State. Look at their secondary right now. Look at their secondary right now. Look at their secondary. They not Boise State players. They're not Stanford players.
Who you talking about? Who you talking about? Who secondary?
The secondary right now, what their schools come from? What they come from in the college? They played
Byard
well in
and
college. Brister played for Penn State. He played
Yeah.
great at Penn
He
State.
was a dog at Penn. He was a
The
dog.
other guy came from Washington. He was great. He was good at Washington.
But Byard, so look, yeah, Byard was good in the NFL too. So we don't even got to look at his college tape for Byard. We got tape on him in the NFL. But look, let's listen to our quarterback. Oh, y'all, look, the college thing gonna go on. We all are college pride. We all got pride in our colleges. But we got an NFL quarterback here, and Caleb Williams is no longer at Oklahoma or USC. So let's listen to him talk, and let's talk on what our quarterback has to say about his performance today. And I'll put it up on the screen again before we go. 4 for 7, 95 yards, 0 sacks, 1 carry for 13 yards, which was beautiful, and no touchdowns and no interceptions. They were in the red zone twice. If I'm going to criticize them for one thing, they got to get those touchdowns in the red zone. We can't get in the red zone twice and walk away with 2 field goals. Excuse me. But here's Caleb Williams talking to the media about his performance. If it'll play.
and them just do their magic. But yeah, no, got past the DN, ran past him, pump faked, and then tossed it to Cole, and he was wide open, did a great job selling it, and then breaking to the corner.
How reassuring is this? Just
Man, and y'all see what I deal with? Y'all see what I got to deal with? Hold on.
No.
I'm gonna pause. You see what I got to deal with? I got Bear Truth telling me he can't hear. And he also jumps in the chat and say, no audio. And then Bear C's Phil, I just want to say one more thing. You mentioned Ramadoon's. He ain't talking. Audio good now. Why do I got Wes and Al both here and nobody tells me they can't hear Caleb Williams speaking? I don't get that. Like, what's up? What's going on?
I can't even hear Wes speak.
Don't do that, Wes. Hold on, Wes. Hold on. Let me bring Wes in here too. Don't do that, Wes. You've been able to unmute yourself this entire time. You could have unmuted yourself. Yeah. Mute yourself again. And
No. I was being courteous at the time. I said what I had to say after y'all.
How you being
unmuted?
So hold on. You and Al both listening to nothing?
No, my whole thing was I thought you was fixing it. So I let you go with it. That's what the thing was for me. Because we did that before. Gave it a chance.
And we're gonna try this.
Hey, look.
We're gonna
and
try
we
this.
already tried. We already remember in the preseason and beyond, we already said, hey, look, we need our left earbud in. Remember?
Left earbud.
Look at Kevin.
Left
Kevin said he was wondering.
earbud.
He thought we took a break. So yeah,
Right. So my whole thing, was it's okay.
Okay.
I feel like, I'm just out because, Mark got his little boy with him. It's all right. When man Dale come back,
I apologize for not bringing that to your attention.
I'll get it.
Oh,
we're gonna get it straight. I actually I walked off, and that was
it's all good.
We're gonna get it right. It's frustrating. We got heat right now. Me and Wes we going back and forth. The kitchen is hot. It's hot.
It's okay. We going again.
All right,
Here we
let's
go.
get it.
Our quarterback.
Everybody doing?
Good, how are you? Pretty good.
Awesome.
Okay, so what was it like, man, your first NFL game? How comfortable were you out there today?
Yeah, I felt good. There's always, there's always a little bit, of a more focus that you have going to games for whatever reason. Even if you try and enter that mindset and things like that throughout the weeks, it's just a sense of control, I guess, a sense of progress, a sense of a bunch of different things that when you get into games, the comfort level and all of that normally skyrockets.
On the dump off to Swift.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see him? Because it looked like
I did see him.
It looked like a no look.
No, it wasn't a no look. I wish I could claim that it was, but it wasn't. I saw him for a quick second, and then I really saw his gloves because he had, I believe, bright orange gloves on or something like that. And so I saw it open, and I could feel the defenders kind of, breaking through the line, which they showed on the screen. So offensive line did a great job, making it seem believable, as if they were going to let up a sack and then toss it over the head, and we got, I think it was around 40 yards or so. So it was great.
You have a mama, ask your mama to do it for you.
The confidence that you had.
Get the fuck out and go ask her.
Is that something that's just natural?
Wake that ass up.
You're very intentional about trying to show in a huddle. I mean, it's your first game ever at this level. Not a lot of guys walk in with that kind of confidence.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that I was trying to show, and I wouldn't say that it's natural. I would say that it's come from the hard work here and us being here, working together, building this thing together as we go, and then also, the years of work of getting here and now being a Chicago Bear. So it's, I think it just comes from a lot of hard work over time, and been around these guys. They make it a lot easier for me.
But on the play action rollout, you hit the Cole. It felt like the play design, you did most of the work for you. What did you see on that whole sequence and the ability to hit that throw down the field?
Yeah. So we've been repping this play for a while now, and just getting those reps in has been key. And then you come out on game day, and the C's part, and Cole's running down the sideline, and my job is just to get him the ball in space, and let our players like Cole and them just do their magic. But yeah, no, got past the DN, ran past him, pump faked, and then tossed it to Cole. And he was wide open, did a great job selling it, and then breaking to the corner.
How reassuring is this, just as a start, as a beginning?
Yeah, there's an understanding that it is preseason, that everybody's not going to show their looks and what they would do versus, and vice versa. But it definitely is. It definitely feels good to get out there. Last time I was out there on the field, other than practice, was November 18th, and it's. You go that long without something. It's tough, but it's been great. The guys have made it fun. They made it easy on me. Talking about our other players, they've been great from the beginning to now. And my progress is I would count my progress and support. I would count it to them. They've been great, like I said, and so to get out there and have the confidence that we had out there, it's only going to get better, and we can't wait.
You buy time in the pocket, it seems like you do so you can throw the ball down the field, but on that one scramble up the middle, what did you see on that? Why did you decide to take off? And was the slide a natural one? I know you've been working on it.
We've been practicing the slide with the slippy slide. So I had a plan in my mind of what they were going to do defense. Dropped out of it. They went two-man. At first I thought I think DeMar was on the left side. I rotate. Right safety was going to rotate down. Not. He bluffed it. Got over top of the vertical, I believe, to roam. And then after that, I got down to my back. My back was covered, and I saw the C's part. Realized it was two-man, and took off.
Did you take a minute to find the play clock? It's really out of sight.
No, so it's always a thing once you get in. Well, for most quarterbacks and things like that. Once you get into the stadium, go find the play clocks. So you're never looking for the play clock, but they do a good job of hiding that one play clock. It's in white with the white little building up there.
Your last play, did you think you had Rome as you kind of let that ball out? It felt like you thought when you were in the back of the end zone.
Yeah. So Rome and I talked about it. Excuse me. Rome and I talked about it, and that comes from time of getting on the same page and same connection. We talked about it, and I actually thought he was going to take it high because I thought he saw the guy, which he did. He told me he saw the guy that was below him, one defender and one of our teammates down the right sideline. I thought he was going to either settle or go to the back pylon. He started coming up flat. By then, I had to let the ball go, and I tried to give him a chance and put it back pylon, see if he could run under it.
The human nature urges to kind of take that breath and say, obviously that felt good to get back out there. And then Matt says you have to scale back and say also there's a lot of work to do. How do you kind of juggle those two things of like taking some enthusiasm out of this loss, understanding that the climb is still pretty steep?
Yeah, I mean, you have to understand where we are and understand, what we have and where we're headed. That's the most important thing. But you also have to be where your feet are. So when you're out there in the field, when we're preparing for this game, you're enjoying it, you're having fun, you're having a blast. We take a step back when we get in tomorrow or early tomorrow. We take a step back, we go through the tape, and then on to the next preseason, and then from there you take it from there, and then you keep growing, and then we just keep counting those days, counting those hours, and getting after it.
You're giving Bears fans permission to be excited right now.
I mean, Bears won. Why not?
Talk to Josh Allen at all? Just any of the pregame interactions?
It's just a quick hello. How you doing? Nice to meet you. Said I like this game. Say you like my game. Be safe. Those kind of things. Awesome. Thank you. The Bears.
So, can you hear me, Al? Wes,
Yes,
can y'all
I
hear me?
can. Yep, yep.
Look, if you're tuning into the Black Bear Podcast, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. The Black Bear Podcast, one word, no spaces. Look, Caleb Williams spoke to a lot of the things we spoke about already. Look, he broke down certain plays, and when listening to him break down some of those plays and what he saw on some of those plays, it gave me reference to, like, it lets me know the level these quarterbacks are on, because Justin Fields did the same thing. Mitchell Trubisky did the same thing. They could break down and recount exactly what they saw on a play and exactly what happened on that play, and it was correct, whether they made the right decision on that play or not. I like to hear that, because fans like to discredit quarterbacks and call them, they say they suck or in one way or another. But you hear that, and they know what they saw. They saw what they saw, and they know they're obviously trained to read with the field in the correct way. Now, do they execute in the way they should execute? It's not always the same, but I just like to hear that, because it lets me know you should be here in some way, some capacity. It may not be a starting quarterback, but you should be here. You know what I mean? When you hear that, Caleb Williams, that was Caleb Williams speaking on his performance. Damn, Wes, what you got a lot to say, but like you got food in here. I can't even do it. Bearski Film said I gotta concentrate on putting video together because I'm making stuff for my channel. But I was thinking, Wes, muting doesn't work if you unmute. Turning the mic off doesn't work if you turn it back on. Unplug it, throw the cord out the window. Give these guys a minute to talk while you run out there to go get it. Oh my God.
Man, that says a lot.
That- uh, Mama Blue said, "Yeah, I have confidence in his football IQ." It was evident by what he said. Bearsky also said, "LOL, just giving you shit, man." Of course. Hey, Bearsky, give all of us shit. Give Al some. Give Wes some. Give me some. But especially Wes today, because Wes is exactly Mama Blues. He wilding. Wes wilding today. But let's talk about what we heard from Caleb Williams. I saw some posts going around, and I'll unmute you, Wes, for this. Just let me speak, Wes. Just let me speak. I saw some posts going around previous to this game that, like, Justin Fields never spoke like that, or I never seen Justin Fields talking about what he saw down the field or what he That's not true. That's not true. It's absolutely not true. I can literally every game, not trust me, the Chicago Bears media, the Chicago Bears market is the third, if not second biggest market now in the league. Those reporters are going to drill and dig and try to get whatever storyline they can. So yes, best believe they asked Justin Fields when he threw an interception or when he made a mistake, what the fuck did you see on that play? Why would you make that mistake? Why would you do that? So I just want to put that out there, that Caleb Williams and Justin Fields and even Mitchell Trubisky did the same exact thing. They can recount what they saw in those plays. Now, Caleb Williams didn't make too many mistakes today. He didn't make too many mistakes, but he spoke about the Roma Dunze play, that the one that I had questions with. He spoke about that play, and if I'm not mistaken, he said Roma Dunze was supposed to. It was a miscommunication. Let's just say that it was a miscommunication on that play, and it rightfully so, because that would have been an easy pick six if that was just a regular throw. But he said it was a miscommunication on that play, and basically, if they were on the same page, he would not have made that decision. That's the only that plays the. I get it. Caleb Williams spoke on a lot, But that's the only play I had issues with in that game. Any thoughts on what Caleb Williams had to say in that press conference?
I mean,
All right.
he said what he's supposed to say. Like any quarterback going to say post game. You know what I'm saying? Had a chance to probably look at the mistakes he made quickly. Jay Cutler was excellent post game. He threw 4 interceptions in the game, and then post game he come talking about, oh, I saw.
Great.
Like, come on, that post game stuff don't really matter to me because I need to see what you're doing on the field. I don't care what you're talking about after the game. Anybody can correct their mistakes after you already got the answers to the test. Anybody can do that. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm talking about previous quarterbacks that threw 5 interceptions in the game and come post game, they knew what they did wrong.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. How you know what you did wrong, but you didn't know what you did wrong when it counted? When Charles Woodson went to the Pro Bowl off you in one game, knock it off. I mean, like, post game means nothing to me, man. Nothing. It's a crap for I'm sorry, or either you're gonna do good and you're gonna get praised, or I know what to do for next game. That's all it is. It's like it's an apology. You know what I'm saying? If you messed up or not, that's it.
So look, to continue off the performance today. Hold on, I got you, Wes. Hold on, my bad. I almost forgot. I be forgetting to unlock the door. There you go.
That's
there
fine.
you go, Wes.
That's fine. Go ahead, say what you got to say, Doc.
No, I was just gonna jump back into the numbers that we saw today. Caleb Williams, 4 for 7, 95 yards. Khalil Herbert, which we didn't get into, 9 carries, 31 yards. DeAndre Swift, 1 carry, 3 yards, 1 catch, 42 yards. Cole Kmet, 2 catches, 26 yards, and then y'all see the numbers going across the bottom.
Yeah. I got all that. I was ready for more of my man Roshan Johnson didn't play, quote unquote. Didn't say that. I'm just saying to deal with that more than the fact that I have to defend what college any of our players went to.
You still talking about colleges? You still talking?
No, because you cut me off before I had to finish my thing. So that doesn't matter. So what I'm talking about is I seen Austin Reed move up in the pocket way better and move around way better.
Than who?
Tyler Taylor Bagent, whatever Bagent name is.
Tyson Bagent. Are you coming at Tyson Bagent's job right now? Should we talk about?
No. I am saying he needs to move better. I'm not coming to this job. I'm just saying
Rojo
like
need to move better too.
He didn't play, so stop talking about him.
Exactly. I'm glad you mentioned it.
He didn't play, so you stop talking about him. But you see how you keep talking about him? Because he's tied to me the entire season. I get it. It's cool.
Yes, and you ain't.
I have nothing to say.
This is.
I have nothing to say about Roshan Johnson because he didn't play Mark Robb. So he didn't play, right? My guy didn't play. My cousin missed a pass.
We didn't even get into those guys yet.
Oh, what you want me to do then?
Sit back and relax and listen to me and Al.
No, you guys are trash. Now let me tell you what's happening on the team.
College don't matter. College don't matter. We're talking about Tyler Bagent that went to Shepherd University. College definitely.
I don't like him.
College definitely. What are you talking about? Went to Coastal Carolina.
I'm talking about
another bomb school. They don't produce NFL quarterbacks.
Listen, Al. I'm sorry. I'm happy you gonna come, but hey, Al, you gonna need a better partner. Wait till my partner come back. So my whole thing is this.
Partner.
My whole thing is this.
What? No, ain't no whole thing. Nothing. Your fucking partner that you've been jumping me with this entire offseason. You talking about a partner? You think me and Al partners? First of all 3 of y'all came at me last week. Ain't no partners. Ain't no partners in this game. No, Wes. Ain't no partners in this game. You have no takes that's been good today. Today's your worst day on air. and I'm glad that we've been live so I can play this back for you
Nothing
and
he's
send
talking
you
about
clip.
is factual. It's all
Nothing.
just some stuff he just. I don't know what he's doing about over. I don't know what's going on over there. Nothing is factual evidence. He can't pull up nothing on his little phone over there that could support any argument he has tried to bring up today, at all.
Literally. I don't but he wants to talk. But let's stick to football. Let's stick to football and let's talk about this team that the Bears fan and look, I apologize, Bears fans. It's preseason. We just having some fun with it. That's why like West. Yeah, we're not even gonna get into that. But let's talk about that O line. Al, I wanted to talk about the O line. We couldn't even get to the defense yet. We should have been got through the O line by this point. We ain't on to the defense. Let's talk about that O line. Matt Pryor starting at right guard. Other than that, Coleman Shelton starting for Ryan Bates, which Wes, I'm glad he's here. Wes argued me down that Ryan Bates was gonna be suffice. He was gonna be the guy at center, but I knew he wouldn't because guess what? Ryan Bates only had about 150, not even 150. Let's just say 100 total snaps in his entire career, not just football, NFL, but college career at center. And for some reason, this guy West thought he was going to be the starting center here over Coleman Shelton. Coleman Shelton was with the Rams, and he's had over 1,000 snaps at center. But but West thinks that people like that is going to be the starting center, and he gave Ryan Poles an A for the draft process. And at that point, Ryan Bates was the only center we had. This is what I'm talking about with Bears fans. Bears fans don't understand. They don't know how to evaluate exactly what they see. Thoughts on the O-line play today? Darnell Wright specifically. Honestly, Coleman Shelton, I have no issues with him. Braxton Jones, I had no issues with him today on the O-line. Tevin Jenkins, the first play, Caleb Williams' first pass play. I don't know if y'all remember. He scrambled out to the outside and he threw it away, but it was a little late. He held on to it a little late and he got hit late and he got knocked down. He got his ass knocked down. But Tevin Jenkins and Braxton Jones were over there to push, like they nudged them, pushed them, talked some shit to the dude that knocked him down. The first pass play of the game. I love that. But outside of that, Braxton Jones, I don't like him. Today he was okay. Braxton Jones was okay. Tevin Jenkins is always solid when he's out there. Coleman Shelton, there was no fumble snaps. There was nothing crazy up the middle. Like I said, I got a 30,000K. I got a 30K video out there showing our center struggle. So if y'all want to go check that out, the Black Bear Podcast, one word, no spaces. I got a video out there showing Chicago Bears center struggles over the years. And then right guard, no Nate Davis. Matt Pryor was there. Not even Ryan Bates once again. And then you got Darnell Wright. For me, the weakest, and I know I'm going kind of long. Darnell Wright was the weakest O lineman to me today. And that's concerning because he has been getting his ass kicked in training camp. Montez Sweat, he's been going against Montez Sweat. But I mean, still, he's been getting his ass kicked. Darnell Wright was the worst lineman to me today. What do you have to say about the O-line? And if you got a worse O-lineman that you saw out there today, who might that be?
I'm a piggyback, and I'm gonna agree with you with the Darnell Wright because he was a high draft pick. He came from Tennessee. They drafted him high in the first round. He's supposed to be that guy. It was a lot of guys we passed over that possibly could have been way better options, and we took Darnell Wright. So he in his year 3, 2-3, he's supposed to be developed a little better than what he doing right now. I'm seeing rookie mistakes. He's not a rookie, so we got to call an ace spade a spade. Coleman, I like him. I don't got too much bad to say about him. I need to see a little more, but I ain't seen nothing today that could justify him not being pushed into that starting center role. I think that he can. That's where he needs to be. He looked good. Jones, I've been not like the Jones. I've been not like our left tackles all the way back into Jamarcus Webb. We haven't
Oh
had
my
a left
gosh.
tackle since what's the guy from Ohio State that we got from the Rams? Remember the guy from the Rams that we got in the free agency? He was
Right
Orlando
tackle or
Pace. Orlando Pace. That was
Orlando Pace.
that's as far as I can go back with the Bears had a left tackle that was somebody that made noise in the NFL. Dude, we getting guys, we getting these quarterbacks, and we put all the blame on these quarterbacks. Yet we go get left tackles that wouldn't start for a pee wee football team. Come on now. We got like Jones wouldn't start for nobody else in the NFL other than the Chicago Bears. Can't keep doing that. We can't keep putting ball tires on a brand new car. We can't keep doing it. You're gonna stay in the ditch. You're gonna stay in the ditch.
So, hey, I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%. These dudes, Devin and West, they argue me down. They couldn't wait to get that shiny toy in Roma Dunze and whatever other wide receiver they wanted to get. They argued me down about this O line. Granted, I said it will be fine if Caleb Williams can navigate that, like Aaron Rodgers kind of did. And even look, Jay Cutler got sacked a lot, but he was for the O line he was pretty good. You know what I mean? He was okay for the O line that he had. But just these average quarterbacks that perform well behind pretty stout O lines. That's what I wanted for Caleb. You know what I mean? When Caleb can move his head left to right, left, right, left. He does that very well. He can get off a target. He won't stick there like Justin did or like Mitch did. You know what I mean? So we definitely in lockstep. But so when Ryan Pace traded, was it a 6th round pick for Ryan Bates? I think it was a 6th.
Yeah, to Buffalo.
But I got to get Wes in here because I hope your mouth clear. I don't want you talking with food in your mouth or none of that. All right.
2 seconds.
What's up, Wes?
Y'all are the worst ever. Let me just mute myself. Y'all the worst. That commentary I just heard is the worst ever. The worst ever for any NFL team that's trying to win a Super Bowl. You can sit here out. Well, the Bears this and the Bears can't do. Okay, we already know what we didn't do and what other teams did to do to win. And all right, cool. I get all of that. And then here you go, Mark Rob. Oh, well, I would have wanted us to pick this and trade back to that. Hey, dude, I thought I trumped you in the summer. When we pick my wide receiver, it's okay.
Man, you're still banking on the fact that you picked the wide receiver that everybody knew was going to fall. If he failed, if the Bears was going to take him. Are you really? That's your bread and butter.
No. My whole thing is this. My whole thing is exactly what you said. Exactly what you said. If a what if or if it was a 5th, what did I say, Mark? I said I guarantee you that the Bears is going to pick Roma Dunze at 9. It wasn't no if and or 5th.
At the time they drafted a Roma Dunze.
Mark. No. Before he get into that, and I'm going to answer the question. Tell that dude, I said way before we picked 9 that we would definitely pick.
You want a trophy for that? You don't
get. Hey, you want a trophy?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. He's now.
Beyond that. I didn't say that. I wasn't even talking about that. He brought it up.
Great.
He brought it up. You frozen right now. But look, to your defense, Wes.
Tell me what you're talking about.
You
y'all. Can you hear my voice? Can you hear my voice?
Yeah, hold on. Pop out.
All right, cool. I will pop out and pop in because I don't want nobody. I don't need nobody to see me. But what I want to say is this:
we're not gonna listen to what he got to say because goddamn, pop your ass out. like I said, boom, and then come back in. But golly, this show, this
It's yeah,
mm,
this is one of them shows that's like, whoa.
mm,
I understand that everybody had a difference in opinions and all that stuff, but um, the distraction that we like going off topic and just ran into other stuff that has nothing to do with at all. That stuff like, and then at least we talking about things. I'm not trying to get on West, but at least we talking about stuff that can be pulled up on Google. The stuff he's saying you can't even find it nowhere.
you can't look. But hold on, I mean, look, Mama Blue saying, what was you saying, Al? I don't even think we know what you was talking about, but the fans, the section want to know what you know what I mean.
And they want to hear from Al. I was just saying that, what I'm saying, that draft pick was something that could have been predicted by anybody. It was no brainer that if the third best receiver on the board, the other two was gone. If he had failed to number where we was at, we was going to pick him because wide receiver was a position of need. It wasn't like we didn't need that. Yes, we needed a left tackle, but at that time, the great tackles was already gone. There wasn't nobody to reach at that position to grab to justify a high pick within the top 10. Rome, he justified a top 10 pick because he's worthy of that based off what we've seen in college. We can justify that pick. You can't go grab a left tackle from I don't even know another left tackle
Old
other than
Dominion.
I don't even know one. Minnesota, Ohio. Maybe we can go get a Minnesota, Ohio left tackle. Is that a college? Mark, that's a college called Minnesota, Ohio. I don't know. The
Listen,
Bears
hold
find
on.
these guys from schools like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Let me address this comment because I Bearsky film. Look, I love Wes. We all love Wes. Look, Wes is here because Wes is Wes. He says, I hear Wes, I do. And he does make some points that I get, but man, he doesn't want to hear you. Look, Wes had a good day today. He had a lot of fun today. Y'all got to understand that when Wes speaking today, look, normally Wes has some very, very, very informative points. But today he was so excited at our quarterback, Caleb Williams, finally throwing some passes, taking some snaps. He just had I don't get it. I don't know how. The game was so goddamn early. But he just had a few. I won't even say too much because his ass is still here. So he ain't had it too much. He just had a lot. You know what I mean? To drink.
Well, let me ask Mark something. Let me ask the fans out there something. So NFL players are who we like, but you got to be developed. So development comes from a physical standpoint, a mental standpoint, and a psychological standpoint. And those happen. You don't wait till you get to the NFL to develop those three. Those have to happen prior to you getting to the NFL.
What's the three?
Your mental, your physical, and your mental, physical, character, psychological. All those have to be developed prior to you getting to the NFL. That's how you can tell the guys that's going to be successful versus the guys that's not. I think GMs take a lot of picks on guys they think they can get a high ceiling. They think that they can tap into that untapped potential versus the teams that grab guys that's already like you don't have to. Julio Jones was a no-brainer. He was a starter from day one. You don't got to develop this guy. He's mentally ready. He's physically ready. He's ready to come start. And look what the career he had. Versus Odunajay, I'm not saying he's not a great player, but he's not going to be the great player this year. I don't think that's going to happen this year. I don't think he's going to be a 1,000-yard Calvin Johnson type, just a killer in year one. He's going to have to be developed. He got to be coached. He got to be trained. He got to get a little more weight on him. Because if you see what our cornerback was doing to him in practice,
right?
I mean, he was, our starting cornerback was was shutting him completely down. He got to see that every Sunday.
Well, so to that starting quarterback situation, Jalen Johnson's tough.
Yeah,
he's tough. I think Stevenson is tough as well. Though they ain't no punks. Kyler Gordon, he ain't been practicing, so I don't want to say too much about him because he wasn't playing today either. But he's tough too, and I hope when he gets healthy, he comes back tough again. But like, our cornerback group ain't no punks. You know that. We got some guys, and Bears, he said it happens. He said,
Huh?
I just want to read some of these real quick. Kevin Davis said, I wish I was on this podcast. LOL. Look,
Let's get them
Kevin,
on. Let's bring them in here, man. We want some guests, right? Get us some guests on here.
it ain't nothing to just send to get you on the podcast to speak your mind and say what you mean and mean what you say. You on Facebook, that's fine. But can you please go over to YouTube? Hit that like button on YouTube and subscribe to the channel on YouTube, The Black Bear Podcast. The Black Bear Podcast. One word, no spaces. Help the channel grow. Help us get going because when the season, week 1, and the Titans get here, real football is going to be talked. Like, look, I just want everybody to hear this. You can get the sugar coated content from Bears beat reporters or Bears media. That's fine. I watch them too. I listen to them too. But when you come here to the Black Bear Podcast with my guy Al, Devin, and Wes, we don't care about how you feel. We gonna say what we feel, how we saw the game, post game shows, pre-game shows, and updates on any Chicago Bears breaking news during the week. So we gonna say how we feel. Hit the like button, man. I'm telling you, and subscribe to the channel. You won't be sorry. We are here post game, pre game, all through the season and to the playoffs. So we would gladly appreciate that. Help the channel grow. But look, it's been a great show. I wish Wes wasn't
Jaeger bombed out.
Jaeger bombed and so excited about the goddamn Caleb Williams. What he have 2 drives, but that's fine because you got 2 great football minds like me and Al here to continue to break this game down. Let me get through some of these comments real quick, and let's continue to break this game down.
Mm-hmm.
Mama Blue said, Al, you think Caleb ready by those measurements? And I don't remember what she's talking about, but she's talking about the measurements, whatever you put out there. Do you think he ready for week 1? Week 1 in the season, because he was fine today, and he may even be fine tomorrow. Not tomorrow, but preseason game week 2, and even 3. Do you think he ready for the actual live bullets season?
Well, Mama Bear, I'm gonna be transparent with you. Thank you if you've been chiming in all night. We appreciate that. I'm gonna be transparent with you tonight. I wasn't a big Caleb Williams fan. I wasn't a fan of Caleb Williams being drafted. I was a Jaden Daniels fan. I think we should have got him. However, Caleb Williams in the Bear uniform, so I got to critique what I know of him and what I've seen of him in college and to where he is now. He did great today. He did excellent. He looked like he know what he's doing. He looked like he's ready to take over a Chicago Bears offense. We can't talk about the measurements. You want to say what his 6'1" frame, or if you were talking about them type of measurements. I mean, Drew Brees, we can talk about a lot of quarterbacks that was little, that wasn't the traditional 6'3" quarterback that still was able to officially run an offense. I don't care about none of that. I care about you from the neck up. You can be the slowest guy, Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? You can be the slowest guy ever. Peyton Manning. You know what I'm saying? Them guys wasn't no athletic specimens. You know what I'm saying? They was thinkers. They had brains. That's what a quarterback need. We need a quarterback that can think efficiently. We have to stop drafting the quarterback every 4 years. That's setting us back from getting other positions of need. We can't get a good left tackle because every 4 years we got to draft the quarterback. Like,
so okay. So based off what you've seen from Caleb Williams today,
yeah,
and it's a small sample size. I get it. Everybody gonna talk shit. Oh, you can't judge him off this and that and the third. Yes, 4 for 7, 95 yards, 0 sacks, 1 carry for 13 yards, which was extremely intelligent in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Did it look like, because you watched Justin play with Pittsburgh, Jaden Daniels, or at least looked at the stats? Drake May, did Bo Nix get some time? You know what I mean? Sam Darnold played, not Sam Darnold, but JJ McCarthy. All those guys played this week.
Yeah,
Michael Penix, and I was impressed from what I seen from Michael Penix. But we've been struggling in training camp.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And to to see what we saw today, I thought it was very refreshing. Does it change or keep your previous assessment of this team going into week 1? Did today change anything on what you thought this offense could look like, this defense could look like, or even just the team as a whole? Did today change anything for you?
Well, I'm gonna say no, based off the fact that we Chicago fans are so privy to having we haven't had nothing to be happy about. So when we see a quarterback that go 4 for 7, that's like, and we win the game, that's like the epitome of, oh, this is what it is. Like, it's just, oh wow, this is. But look what we judging it off of. We judging it off of heartbreak, sadness, and just failure from the previous regime. So I need to see. I'm not finna. I love what I saw today, and you got to give a person credit where credit is due. But consistency is what matters in the NFL.
Yes.
It's not what you did, what you can do from week 1 preseason game. You got to be consistently good to win and to be able to. So until I see him and like consistently put drives together and drive down the field, I can't say right now that this is what it is. I can't. I just can't give him that. I can say he did good today, and we're gonna build off that. But we got to see consistency.
So was the Roma Dunze play the out route that almost got intercepted, but was a defensive pass interference or whatever it was on Roma Dunze? Do you think so? Is that the worst play you saw today?
Yeah, it was the worst place I saw today. And it's also not to give the quarterback all the blame for that. You know what I'm saying? You can, give Adunije a little bit of blame because from what I'm hearing Caleb express, he thought he was going to do something else. He didn't. So that's probably a little communication issue on both their ends. But it also is, like I say, I don't think Adunije is developed yet to be thrusted in as a number 1 or number 2 receiver. I just don't see the development coming from. He's great. He's going to be good. He's going to be an excellent player. He's going to make excellent catches this year. He's going to do great for us this year. But I just don't think that he's 100% ready to be thrusted into that. We put him up there. We put him on a pedestal like he's like one of the like he's one of the elites. Like he's just coming in is going to be the elite wide receiver. That's not the case with him. You need to be developed.
So for those who don't know, who are not familiar with you on this podcast, and a lot of people may not even be familiar with me on this podcast, if you had the choice, and we're gonna bring you in here, Bearsky, get ready because I brought we talking you up, Bearsky. This is yeah. He ready to jump in. If you had your choice, let's just say the draft fell into your hands, Roma Dunze or Joe Alt, or no, Roma Dunze or other. Who you taking? Any pick besides. I mean, you could take Marvin Harrison Jr. if you want. Let's just fuck it. If that's your, yeah, you.
Yeah, to me that I'm taking an offensive lineman off top. I'm taking the left tackle from Penn State for Shanu, or I'm taking Joe Alt. I had these conversations pre-draft with a million people before we drafted. I'm in the war room. I'm looking at our structure of our team and where we need to get to. I'm getting the left tackle to protect my franchise quarterback that we just drafted in the first round. I'm getting the left. I don't care. I'm getting a left tackle. You could have probably got another quarterback. I mean, you could have got a left tackle later on in that round. You could have still got Caleb Williams and passed on the Dunajay and got you could have got a lineman. You could have moved up. You had enough draft capital to move up into 6, like you wanted to go to 6.
Like they wanted to.
You could have got an offensive lineman. You could have got Caleb Williams and an offensive lineman at 6. But if you look at the draft, Caleb Williams wanted a Dunajay. He lobbied for a Dunajay. If you look at the draft, he said, "We got my boy. We got my boy." So this was something that was already pre-planned when they had to meet, when they took him out to dinner, and when they had the meeting with him, and they had they met with Caleb. They probably asked him, like, who would you want? Who would you want us to draft? If one of the receivers drafted fall to us, who would you want to get? He already endorsed Adunajay. He already endorsed him. So that's who he wanted.
Should I take Wes's spot and just cut you off? should I just keep going with
What's
that?
up, buddy? What's up, my boy? What's up? How you doing?
Thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate the link. I appreciate you guys having me come on. Like I said, it was my second time even just joining your show, and it's a fucking riot, man. I like you guys. You guys are cool.
Well, listen. I don't know if I should address you as Paulski or Bearsky.
Whatever, either one. Paul.
I'm sure you're the brains behind that operation. Look, you've been hearing what you've heard the Roshan Johnson versus Khalil Herbert argument. You heard the argument from today.
I want to talk about that question you just asked him, though.
Okay, go ahead.
The draft question. Because, man, I'm with you. I had this conversation a million times, too, before the draft. And what I wanted to happen did not happen. That's okay. I mean, listen, they got a team of guys up there making decisions all together. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I know better than anybody else, right? Okay?
Of course.
But I have a preference, right? And I still kind of fall back on one thing. Like, every single draft, you cannot tell me that there isn't one defensive player that's going to be a stud out of this draft. And not one guy was taken till pick 16. So my thing was, man, I'll take the draft capital. I'll drop back and give me a defensive end. Now, Al, with what you're saying about a left tackle, man, I did a lot of research on just drafting positions and where they get drafted and stuff like that. If you want a tackle to work out, typically those are top 10 pick guys. If you want a defensive end or defensive tackle to work out, typically those are top 10 pick guys. If you want a wide receiver to work out, they're closer to the running backs. They're almost a dime a dozen, like some of these running backs. You got guys that have been drafted in the top 10 that have not necessarily succeeded. You have some that have, but man, even Randy Moss doesn't have a Super Bowl. Right? So like you could be great, you could be good. Like what's Justin Jefferson really doing for the Vikings right now though? You know what I mean? That position is very weird. Now I'll tell you what, the way the contracts are going.
I was going to say, back yourself up because I could.
The way the contracts are going in that position, I understand it more because it's like, man, you're going to have to just draft and recycle and move through these guys unless you want to get stuck paying one a lot of money, right? And
the
so,
fantasy players.
Right. And but like I hear you. So it's like it's weird because I think like, okay, if it's impact now, then you could have gotten like Jared Verse. And he would have had the opportunity to get you 10 plus sacks this year. Rome Odunze is a wide receiver 3 for impact now. No, it's more of like a future move, in my opinion. Because impact now, man, wide receiver 3 is just not going to do it.
I agree.
And I agree with you too. So, and my thing is, so what do you say to the fans, Bearsky, and everybody who's tuning in right now? Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel, the Black Bear Podcast. One word, no spaces. I got my guy Bearsky on Bearsky Film. Follow his channel as well at Bearsky. You can find him on Twitter, I think so, right? And then YouTube as well. Bearsky Film. Listen. So to what you just said, are you saying you would have moved back with Odunze being there to you at 9?
I would have moved back with Marvin Harrison Jr. being there.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, that's where I was at. That's where I was at for sure. So
okay, so give us your scenario for how you would have liked the draft to shake out.
Yeah, I would have rather dropped back, probably taken a defensive end of their choice. Right, if you could drop back to pick 15, pick 16, right when they started getting taken, like I said, Jared Verse I think would have been a good fit. If you could have gotten Jared Verse in that process, picked up, I don't know, an extra second and a third round pick that you could have used on a center.
Yep,
I think I would have rather had those two players. Than yeah, I don't know, man. Like centers, you can draft. Yeah, it is, and like I said, I'm not trying to pretend that I know better than anyone else. I may be dead wrong. Rome Odunze might wind up being a Hall of Famer. I hope he is. I really hope he is. It's just it's what from a team building point of view, I think that would have been more beneficial long term.
So knowing that Keenan Allen may or may not be here next year and moving forward, do you still stand on that drafting another player outside of Roma Dunze?
Yeah, because when you look at it, it's you went all in on the quarterback at pick 1, right?
Yes.
So with that type of gamble being made, you're expecting this guy to be the best of the best. When you take a look around the league at the history of the NFL of guys who are the best of the best, they will take nobodies and turn them into superstars. Julian Edelman was a 7th round pick. I mean, dude, I can't tell you how many guys Aaron Rodgers I've seen throw to. It's just who are they? And all of a sudden they're superstars. Even Devontae Adams was on a Hall of Fame trajectory until he went to the Raiders, right? So in my opinion, Caleb should be good enough to be able to elevate the wide receiver position. That's not saying he shouldn't have any help. DJ Moore is the help, though. And so, in my opinion, you're like doubling down on the same bet.
Yeah.
Because if Caleb Williams sucks, guess what? Roman Dunze is going to suck.
So, Posse, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So basically, you're not drafting a receiver in the first round unless you know for sure he's already shown he's going to be a stud. He got to be he got to be a game changer from day one. Not no project, not nobody that's going to be a potential. I'm talking about somebody that's going to come in and take off from day one. That's the only time you sacrifice a top 15 pick to draft a wide receiver. Am I correct about it?
But yeah, you are correct. But like the key word there is you got to know, and I don't think anybody knows. I mean, just go as far back as last year. Dude, Quentin Johnson is struggling to catch balls for the Chargers. Meanwhile, Puka Nacua had 1,500 yards drafted in the 5th round. So what do these guys really know? You know what I mean? And so every time, like I said, every year, the draft is a shit show. You're just trying to do the best you can. You're trying to get the best chance of success you can, but there's always a chance of failure. So in my opinion, a position where there's 3 to 4 of these guys out on the field at the same time, I don't want to invest a high first into something like that, man. Like I'd rather get a tackle. I'd rather get a defensive end. I'd rather get a defensive tackle or a quarterback. You know what I mean? Like that's truly, I think, the positions you need to really have solidified in order to be able to play with a 1st round pick.
Go ahead, Al.
Well, Posky, I mean, he's speaking facts. He's talking about the wide receiver Quentin. But he was drafted based on what he did to Michigan. He had 151 yards in that game. He killed him. So he was drafted based off probably that one game. I thought he was going to be a stud in the NFL. I'm one of the ones that thought he was going to be one of them guys. Didn't turn out to be that way, but you speaking facts when you come to certain positions. That's why I would have took Dallas Turner. I would have took Dallas Turner from Alabama and defensive line position to pair with Sweat. I would have took him. So I'm a trench guy. The skill positions are good players if you can get them, but if you can get them guys later on, man, get them later. You know, I agree with that.
I think we need a better understanding, Polsky, of where you reside. As far as, are you a trenches guy? Do you want to build from the outside in, or do you like to build from the inside out?
So I mean, typically, I think these guys do build from the inside out. And what Ryan Poles has been doing has been kind of awkward and weird. It's working so far, in my opinion, but I think it's working based off the fact that he's not taking all these gambles to move up for guys in the draft that wind up not working out. He's doing the exact opposite. He's playing very conservative. Listen, go ahead and play with the draft picks if you've already earned them, right? Like I always kind of relate it to poker. If you got the chips to play with because you've already won, play. You know what I mean? So
might as well.
I'll let him do that. But like me personally, I've always been like, I remember when the Chiefs got Patrick Mahomes and they started doing well. My one buddy looked at me and goes, "Oh, this is you right here. That passing game that runs through the tight end." He's like, "When I play you in Madden, this is you. Like, this is what you like to do." And I'm like, "Motherfucker, yeah, it does look pretty to me." That's why I was excited for Nagy, because it's like that's the kind of game I like. Quarterback driven, right? I think quarterbacks in this league have shown me that they are the one position capable of fixing just about any mistake out there.
Okay, so what if you don't? So let's take it back. You're a Bears fan. You relived last season and the first 2 seasons of Justin Fields' career. What if you don't got that quarterback, but you still have a pretty decent depending on who you talk to, halfway good quarterback. How do you make that work? Because hold on, because Justin Fields was not the guy that you just explained in your Madden example. That's not Justin Fields. But as a coach, you have to do what's best for the team. How do you assess what the Bears did with Justin Fields, who I think is a pretty good starting quarterback in this league? He just had the wrong scheme behind him, and I think Al, maybe you can agree or disagree on that as well. But Paulsky, how do you break that down?
The problem with Justin Fields, now listen, I was a big fan, but like with any player, same with Caleb too. Like I got a timeline, all right, and it gets to a point where once you're close enough to where we have to pay you, I need to be for sure. And I remember at the beginning of last season, me and my co-hosts were talking. We're like, man, if we're left still scratching our heads at the end of the year, still like unsure, I don't want it. Let's just bite the bullet and move on, because it's like, no, you got to be for sure by the end of year 3, in my opinion. Now, what happened there? Well, part of it is a lot of coaches in the NFL are not great coaches, man. We took a guy that was a quarterback's coach for Aaron Rodgers, who probably doesn't really need a quarterback's coach. If anything, he probably taught Luke Getsy some stuff. And now this guy's in charge of a full offense. You got linemen saying this year that there were some gray areas where it's more defined. Well, yeah, because you got a guy that was an offensive coordinator as an offensive coordinator. Meanwhile, you had a guy that was a quarterback's coach that just got elevated to that position. And instead of sitting there and trying to do what the best teams do and trying to scheme towards the ability of your players, no, they're going to say, you know what, Justin, you're going to be like Aaron Rodgers. You're going to be a drop back passer.
Yeah.
Start with your left foot forward. Change that's not who the kid is, man. And you don't get to the NFL. I hear quarterback development. Yeah, but you got to understand, these guys have developed a lot to get to this point. They just need to now get with the NFL, and they can either play or they can't. But you can't like reset a whole project in the NFL and expect to have a lot of success doing it, right? So like you said, so when you have that guy that clearly shows that he's not able to elevate the other positions, then okay, lean on it through play calling and play style. I would then build from the inside out and start running the damn ball and only ask my quarterback to do so much, right? Like, or I would build a better defense and put the team in better situations, or then you definitely, but it's funny because what these teams wind up doing is when they do have that quarterback that is good enough to elevate everything else, they still go off and like make the defense better because they go, no, you got it covered. That's what pissed Aaron Rodgers off.
What?
Green Bay. Green Bay didn't draft one offensive player in 10 years. And then when they did, they finally drafted Jordan Love. Yeah, if I was Aaron Rodgers, I'd feel away. You know what I mean?
I get that point, and I 100% agree. And I agreed at the time when they even drafted Jordan Love in the first round. But have they suffered for it? You know what I mean? They?
Fuck them.
And that's my thing with the whole point you just made. Well,
I wonder why didn't
Mark. I think the difference is he got one, right? But if things were better there, like he got one with Joe Philbin as his offensive coordinator, and a guy now that's coaching Dallas that people are calling the worst head coach in the league, right? So he's being the most sacked quarterback. He overcame a lot. He only got one. We here as Bears fans look at that going, they should have probably had more, right? Like they should have, because for a quarterback that good, you should have been, you know what I mean, in the game more often, and they weren't because they did suffer in other things. He was good enough to elevate him over certain things. If you want consistent success, if Caleb wants to be Tom Brady, you need a good coach, you need a good roster, and he needs to be good. You know what I mean? Like a lot needs to happen.
Jump in there, Al, before
that goes, like I say, that goes with the history of Chicago Bears. Like we can talk about all the quarterbacks that we had that was paired with offensive coordinators and coaches that didn't work. It starts with the management and from the top to the bottom. I think that the structure of our management with McCaskey just wasn't a good place for a hiring process of a GM, a president, a coach, and then until now. I think that we have the right structure in place to get all the pieces that we need to be a successful franchise. Before then, it wasn't, man. From Ted Phillips, dude that was a friend of the family. He didn't know nothing about nothing that had nothing to do with football.
He made him money though.
He could make. Are we talking about?
Ted?
Yeah, everybody made money. You know what I
Ted
mean? It
Phillips,
didn't matter if it was
well,
Ted or
he
not.
was a
We were
franchise
gonna
guy.
make money
That's-
with or without Ted, though.
But
Come
that's
on
why they
now.
kept Ted around. You know what I mean? It's at the
Yeah,
end
he
of
was
the
a
day.
friend of the family.
I know.
He milked. He
I
got their
agree.
pockets fat. Like they go.
I'm
The Bears.
right.
The Bears in general gonna make money because we are French. The team that we got. We gonna make. We Chicago. We one of the biggest fan bases in the world. Like the Cubs.
Yeah.
The Cubs
So
didn't win in 100 years, and then they was selling out every week and was still able to get the Ricketts family in there to come in and hire the right people. They got the management right. They got the right coach. They got the right structure. They want bring them a championship. Until the Bears do that, which I think they have done now, we're not going to see that type of turnover. It's no way that all these quarterbacks over the past decade come to Chicago and do nothing. That's not something that just like where are we doing from Cade McNown? I can go back from Cade McNown all the way until now, dude. Like we can't. Why are we failing? Why are we failing at the quarterback position? Because we was a franchise that wanted to put a great quarterback in position, but build a defense. We don't care about nothing else that happened on offense. We could put him in with Musa Muhammad. We could put Rex Grossman out there. We got Urlacher. We got Briggs. We got Tommy Harris. My boy said something. Kevin Davis said the 3 technique is more important than the defensive end. It is. Why do you think Pickens and them is more important right now to the Bear defense than the outside guys? Because that's where the disruption of the scheme comes from. You know what I'm saying?
In this scheme, yes, the 4-3, and we I think we all know that the 4-3 is very important in this scheme, and I want to kind of like move this because I don't know how much time you got, Bearsky, but I want to move this to the game today.
Yeah, I don't have too much longer, but yeah, for sure.
Exactly. So what you saw from today, from Caleb Williams. Can you just give me your great and not so great from what you saw from? Let's not say Caleb Williams. Let's just say the entire offense.
Well, so I just got done right before I joined on here, just putting it together the first quarter recap. So it's just every offensive play. You know what I mean? So
is that on your channel?
It's about to be as soon as I'm done here. So
go ahead and shout it out. Shout it out real quick.
Yeah, for sure. YouTube.com/@BearskiFilm. Right after here, I'm gonna upload it, and as long as everything goes good, it passes all the copyright checks and everything. It'll just be the whole first quarter, every single play. With some music over it too, right? And just shorts, like from snap to go to snap to go. I try and keep it moving so people can watch it. You know, I had a couple personal friends of mine tell me that, like, man, we recap the game by watching your videos. Now I'm like, cool. So now I'm motivated to do it for my buddies. You know what I mean? So so what did I see? Like, okay, from Caleb?
Yeah, performance today. The offense.
There was not anything bad from Caleb, in my opinion. Right? And
okay, hold on. Time out. Because there was some bad to me.
Sure.
But I want you to make sure. Give me your great and your not so great moment or play.
The whole first quarter, both drives, right? Well, listen. Okay, so great. You want the great part? You started on the 3-yard line on the second drive and still wound up scoring. Okay, that was huge for me. Situations are huge. You can put stats in front of me all you want, this and that. You watch the game, you go to the games, you understand field position battles huge. They made it happen. They kept it moving. But what I'm going to say is like 4 for 7, right? Okay, 2 of those were drops. One of them was Cole Kmet, hit him in his hands. One of them was DJ Moore, right? The third one was a throwaway to the end zone. 4 for 7. So those 3 incompletions, in my opinion, are totally fine. Like, your wide receivers dropped the ball, that's on them. Your tight end dropped the ball, that's on him. And the throwaway might have been the best decision for that scenario at the time, right? What you did do is you kept the chains moving. The offense looked like it was in control. There was a false start, right? But it was on some backup lineman pretty early on. Not a false start, a holding call. Number 59, I forgot who it was.
No. See, so hold on, time out. Before you go forward, because I had my concerns with number 59, which is really 58. He's been struggling. And I know you don't got too much time, so I don't want to elaborate on what you think about him. He's been struggling. Nobody wants to say it. Nobody wants to talk about it, but he has been struggling. But continue.
So, yeah. So from Caleb's point of view, I thought he did very well. Even there was one time where he was, getting rushed out of bounds and he just threw it away. That was,
Yep.
I believe, the play that the flag was called on. That's why it's not listed as one of those attempts because they wound up just being a holding call anyway. But still, right before he got out of bounds, he threw that thing away. He kind of got hit a little late too. But that's the
I ain't
good thing.
like
Like, you're
that.
not taking a negative play here, right? Like, at least we're just
Right.
coming back to square one, and that's huge. The whole Roman Dudze not catching thing. There was a target where he had a defensive pass interference play called, so he was targeted once. But that's okay, man. You got new toys here. DJ, like, this whole offense is new to this quarterback. I can't expect like the third wide receiver down the line to sit here and have a game or anything in the first preseason game. And it's so hard to judge the rest of the offense in general in this moment in time because the play calling is so vanilla. You're just looking for guys not to make mistakes. So, like you said, number 59 clearly made a mistake that sticks out.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? So I don't think now's the time to really judge the whole team. You could look at individual guys and individual performances, I think, and kind of dissect it a little bit. And yeah, when I looked at what Caleb did, I thought it was excellent. I really did. I thought he did very, very well for his first game. I thought he didn't get flustered. I love that little shuffle pass to Swift because he invited the pressure in and made him pay for it. That's good stuff, man. That's just as good as looking off a guy that, like, you got to bait him a little bit on a screen pass. You know what I mean? And so kid looks comfortable out there. That's huge to me. Like, I want to see that comfort. And that's why, like what Wes was saying about Tyson Bagent, I understood it the second I saw him play a couple snaps. Like, oh man, this kid is a quarterback. Like, listen, arm strength sucks. I don't know how durable he is.
It's
He only
not
played
there.
4
It's
games.
not there.
He's comfortable. He
Yeah.
could play in this league and not get shooken up. You know what I mean? And so, like, I think it's kind of the same thing you saw out of Brock Purdy when he first came in. Like, no, this kid can play here, right? So I think immediately you get that with Caleb. Like, oh no, this moment is not too big for him. This will be good. You know what I mean? And once he learns the ins and outs and starts like they talk about the game slowing down for guys. Yeah, it's just the more you see, the more you get used to the speed, the more you acclimate, the more you can start playing with things and actually, you know what I mean? And actually dicing teams up and whatnot. So yeah, I thought as far as his first start went, awesome, good stuff.
Take on our running back to competition. Roshan Johnson versus Khalil Herbert.
Well, I think
Khalil
you
Herbert.
were right when you said last week that Herbert's number 2. I mean, listen, they ran him pretty good today. So I don't know if it's because they want to just get more on him to see if he's going to stay here or not, or if he is just running back 2 and it's your turn. You're up, ready to go. You know what I mean? We ran Swift once or whatever. Now it's your turn as number 2. What did Herbert do? The same thing he's done the last couple of years, man. He had some nice breakout runs here and there. You know, a 7-yarder, one up the sideline that went for a first down. He had a couple little stuffs and whatnot, but that kid, you give him enough touches and he'll get his yardage. You know what I mean? He'll bust one out on you here and there. My biggest concern with him was always pass blocking.
Okay. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And I know I said that last week. I haven't looked into that too much to see how well he did necessarily or not. Like I said, I just got done putting it together, but yeah, I thought Khalil Herbert did just fine. Yeah, it was nice to see him running out there again.
So okay, and so Jervon Dexter, were you able to get any eyes on Jervon Dexter tonight? I know I did, and I know we weren't able to get into it until now. Jervon Dexter, he's been a big focal point of this offseason for the Bears, and quite frankly, if he doesn't get going, I think that D-line will struggle. Even with the success they had, I know Austin Booker had 2.5 sacks. Daniel Hardy had 2.5 sacks as well. Even with that, I think when they face starting O-line units, without that other side being effective or outside of Montez Sweat, do you think Jervon Dexter showed you some improvement at all today? I didn't think so. I thought he still struggled today. I thought they gave him some assisted tackles or whatever you want to call it. However you want to slice it up. I thought Jervon Dexter could have showed a little more. What you think?
Yeah, and sorry, Al, I hate to keep talking over you, but I do have to go here. And
No, you doing your thing, bro. Do you.
I think you hit the nail on the head when you said Austin Booker 2.5 sacks. That stood out to me, man. For these defensive guys, if you get 1 sack a game, right, you're damn good. 16, 17 sacks over a season, you're damn good, right? 1 sack a game. You got to win 1 play a game. Okay, give him the whole game to do that, and he might get that one, right? So it's hard to tell off just the little bit you play in preseason. It is hard, but you also need those, attempts. Like, you got to let me try in order for me to even just win that one, right? So I don't know how I necessarily feel about Javon Dexter. I was very happy because, like I told you guys, defensive ends, defensive tackles, these guys, if you want them to succeed, they are top 10 picks. You look at Nick Bosa, he was picked 2 overall. Like, there's a lot of these guys that go in the first round. The only one right now that's playing at a very high level, it was kind of a late round pick, was Max Crosby. But I mean, go ahead and look up like guys that have gone after the 5th round or 4th round that have succeeded in that position. There is not many of them. There are guys like Jared Allen out there that did go undrafted that wind up being, really, really, really good and have good careers. But I mean, those guys are once in a blue moon type players. So I was just kind of worried about just getting a defensive end in the 5th round in general, because to me, that's a depth piece. That's a rotation guy. That's a depth piece. That shouldn't be your defensive end 2 that you're going to lean on, right? Because like that's quite an uphill battle, and you're asking a lot and expecting a lot from a guy that's not drafted that good, and like I said, just history shows us a certain pattern. Not to say it can't happen. So for the kid to go out there and get 2.5 sacks, I thought that was really, really positive.
Being skeptical about him being drafted in the 5th round, that means you were kind of skeptical about the 4th round pick as well, Torrey Taylor.
And it's kind of funny because if you just would have flipped those two, if you would have just taken Austin Booker in the 4th and Torrey Taylor in the 5th, I think I would have been totally fine. So that's just me being crazy and neurotic. But yeah, but as well, like I said, I've gone to these games, man. I've sat in the fucking cold weather games, froze my ass off. I understand field position. I can't watch red zone. I'd rather watch just a full game. I enjoy the roller coaster ride. You know what I mean? Like that's part of the thing for me. And so, I mean, does a punter have an effect on the game? Yes, he can. But this kid's been talked up like he's,
oh my God,
man, like he's something else. Like, watch out, Pat McAfee. Your show's gonna be done when Torrey Taylor retires. You know what I mean? Like, dude, okay. Let's see it over the course of time. Granted, I think the last punter we drafted was here for a very, very long time too. So
yes,
if we wound up getting a good punter, and at the end of the day we spent a 4th round pick on him, I guess I'll look back at that and be like, okay, that was worth it. You know what I mean? So it bothers me in the moment because like I said, I wanted more draft picks. I wanted to trade back, get more. And now you're spending a 4th on a punter. So it irked me the wrong way because it's like, man, I just don't feel that this team is there just yet.
No.
You still have 10 picks next year, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But to me, it was just more like, I don't know. I felt like that was a little bit of a move that usually teams that are in a better position than we are make. Like I could see the Eagles doing that or something. You know what I mean?
Before we get rid of you, Bearski film, Paulski, Al, you got anything else you want to throw at him real quick?
Well, I was gonna we had a comment at the bottom that I read a little earlier from Bear Truth that was talking about maybe we just put film together to trade Herbert. That's the take I am. I'm not a Herbert fan. I think that we can get some value for him. Maybe not a high draft pick, but something that may be turn us into something that may turn over for us.
And real quick, Al, in a personal conversation with my co-host, that's exactly what he said to me earlier today.
Yeah, I think we can. I think we can get rid of him. I think that he's not something that we're gonna miss if we was to trade him. We can get a 5th, 6th, maybe a 5th rounder for him. Probably get a 5th. So I would go ahead and trade him by the deadline. That's my opinion. If I was a GM, I would trade him. Why would you go get the running back why would you go to Texas and draft a running back higher like you drafted him last year if he wasn't gonna be nothing? As a GM, you lose it. Because when we get Herbert, he was like a fifth, he was a late rounder. Is that correct? So as a
He was
business,
he was a 6th round pick. But man, you're not going to pay these guys.
Yeah.
So like, if he's good enough, he's got to just be good enough to play it out and then buy.
just like Jordan
Or
Howard,
we get
just like
something back.
Howard, good enough to play it out and goodbye. Go to Philly, do what you do. That's what I'm saying. That's why.
But Al, that was one of those things because once we got rid of Jordan Howard, I was with it. I was like, yeah, give me the 4th round pick. Hell yeah, this and that. And then I watched my team struggle to get a first down while Jordan Howard was able to just sit there and I was like, so was that the right move? I'm not sure. Sometimes.
But the Bears was transitioning from a running team to a more quarterback friendlier team too. So
we are in a different position now.
It was different. We're not the traditional Chicago Bears. We're gonna give your running back 40 carries a game. That's not happening. That's not where we at no more. You know, we had we was getting Justin Fields at the time. He's gonna drop back. Mitchell Trubisky started the transition to a quarterback friendly team, and then it went to Justin Fields. Now we had Caleb. Not the running back not getting 40 carries no more. That's not happening.
Not gonna happen.
No.
So look, I don't know how much time you got. Bearsky, listen, Paulsky. What is, cause we all did it. We all know. Chicago Bears record. What's your prediction? Don't be scared now. Don't be scared now.
No. Sorry. I always mute myself while I'm not talking, and I was just in a different window because, like I said, I'm trying to multitask here. What's the prediction? Good. So, like I said, I don't pretend to be the smartest guy in the room, right?
But
listen. I know somebody who pretends and actually succeeds at being the smartest guy in the room, and that's Vegas, right? Vegas has this team at 8.5 wins, right? So
no way you defaulting.
Well, defaulting because I'm not.
You can't go.
No way.
Listen. Not. I asked this on my show. Is 9 wins a success this year? And I think the answer is depends on how we get there, right? I think a lot comes down to the eye test, and like this team better not repeat the same things it did last year. I don't want to see blown losses by the defense. I don't want to be 28 points up and still lose a damn game because the defense got shredded because the offense wasn't complimenting it, and now you're just letting the team get chances. And I don't want to see the same mistakes repeat, right? I could see a scenario where we get 9 wins, and I'm still happy at where we're at and what the future is. I would like 10 wins and a playoff push. Anything past that, I'm not about to tell you this is a 11, 12 win team. I'll take 9. I'll take 10 wins. 10 wins at my highest, sure.
Is it because of the rookie quarterback?
Partially because, I know Andrew Luck as a rookie went to the playoffs, but one of the best rookie seasons out there was by Cam Newton. He had over 4,000 yards throwing, over 700 yards rushing himself. He had D'Angelo Williams, Jonathan Stewart, Greg Olson on that team. What's that fucking one? Steve Smith, right? And they went 6-10.
Come on, Paulsky. I know you could do
6
better.
10. They went, man.
So,
listen, I'm just saying. For me, I'm not all about taking these giant leaps forward and getting all hyped up just so I want to hang myself at the end of the year. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let's beat the Packers. Let's beat the fucking Packers. Okay, let's start there. That's the crazy thing about the schedule, isn't it? Can you imagine this? You could go 0-8 and still win the division. The fuck? It's so weird this year, right? So at least those games give you an opportunity to grow as a team and gel together. By the time you get to the points of the season that truly, really matter and dictate who's going to make the playoffs or not from your division, you're 8 games in. But what's important to me this year is definitely beating the Packers, right?
Course.
Caleb's staying healthy. I don't want this kid to get hurt, man.
That's 2. Got one more for me?
Yeah, let's make the playoffs. That would be the 3rd.
And make the playoffs.
That would be the 3rd.
You kind of copped out on me. You didn't give me didn't give me a number. You didn't give me a record.
My prediction for the Chicago Bears? Sure, give me 10-7.
10-7. That's interesting.
If a lot goes right, you know what I mean? So yeah.
A lot goes right.
You say to yourself, look at this offensive line. Let's not pretend here. I know it's exciting, But let's not pretend that we've already accomplished things that we haven't accomplished. Right? So I'm just saying, like, I need to see it. I'm at a point now, man. My friend's father has had season tickets since he was a kid. He told me he used to watch him at Wrigley Field. Corner of the end zone was cut off, and that's why I'm lucky to be able to go to games and stuff. Because sometimes he doesn't want to go to the cold games now at his age and things like that. And I wound up with a free ticket here and there. But I was at his daughter's wedding, and I was outside with him and my buddy, who's his son, and his brother, and I was just like Caleb Williams, and all three of them going to games their whole life. They were just like, man, we just got to see it. I'm done talking. Like, been there, done that before. My buddy was like, dude, I'm back to defense and running game. It's like, I forgot about the quarterback position. He's like, I'm back to just that. Like, so and these are guys that don't pay attention to these podcasts, don't pay attention to the internet hype and this and that, but they are real dedicated fans.
Right.
And yeah, you got a lot of people that got PTSD, man. This team's got people fucked up. So so let's take one step at a time. I'm not gonna sit there, trying to. Man, I'm not the best fisherman. I'm just trying to catch a bass here. I'm not a northern piker. I don't know what I'm doing yet. You know what I mean? So like, let's see the step forward. I want to see it. I want to beat the Packers.
Roshan Johnson or Khalil Herbert, RB2. Who you got?
I argued with you on this last week. Last week I was saying Roshan, but from what I saw this week, I think Herbert's got it.
Oh wow! See, I wish certain guys were here to hear.
I think I was wrong. So.
Hey, look, do you got anything else you want to address about what you saw about DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, Keenan Allen? He didn't get any targets, but Keenan Allen was out there.
I love that DJ was pissed that he dropped that ball. He was mad. He was angry.
It was
a tough catch. It was a tough catch, but he's the number one wide receiver. You make that catch, and he knows it. That I liked. So yeah, I mean, I could just leave you off with that. And yeah, dude, like I said, I like your show. You definitely got to come on with us sometime too. Al, I'm sorry I didn't give you much time to talk. I do have to kind of wrap things up here and get going and post this video and whatnot. But man, you guys have a good show, and if I have time, next Saturday, I'll try and definitely chime in the chat for longer and whatnot. So, man, and listen, I want to be on with Wes. I'll go back and forth with him, but you know what I mean? So I like his character, man. Like I said, he makes some good points, just a little, a little out there tonight with the delivery part. That's why I said at least unplug the cord, throw it out the window, so it takes you some time to run back and get it and plug the mic back in and just, you know what I mean? Gives you guys a little chance, right? So
what Wes had, like I said, he was excited. It was Caleb Williams. It was the first start of our 10 to 15 year reign with Caleb Williams at the quarterback. So look, let him have some fun.
I'd be right where he is, man.
Exactly. Let him have some fun. Look, hey, reach out, Al, myself, and even Wes. We'll all be more than happy to come on the Bearski Film Podcast and
appreciate you
and talk some Bears football, because we could talk hours out the day, all throughout the day, day and night. Appreciate you coming on and just giving your insight, Paulski. Hey, have a good night and then upload that video. I'll be watching.
Bear down.
Bear down.
Bear down.
Sir.
That was our first guest that we actually had on the Black Bear podcast, coming in and giving his insight, and hopefully some of his followers and his fans can join the podcast and follow us as well, because we talk Bears football. We can do it 24/7, and it
was a pleasure talking to him.
He said some stuff that maybe I didn't agree with, and maybe you didn't agree with. We ain't got the time to do what we normally do and combat him. But look, overall great. Shane Waldron and his offense. We'll do offensive grade, defensive grade, and we'll give out some game balls and we'll get out of here.
I don't think that'd be a bad idea to maybe get a little segment where we have some of our followers maybe chime in with us. Maybe once on our podcast, we had a guy, Kevin Davis. He was down there, man. He's going crazy with the comments.
He was.
I could think about maybe next time bringing him on or something if he come back. Yeah,
I'll reach out to him because he definitely was very vocal in in the
Yeah.
chat, and he actually said like, I wish I was on right now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind, but some of these dudes, it sound good in the comment section,
Yeah.
not so good on air. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I understand. Yeah.
For sure. But so look, like I said, Bears overall, first string, second string. Give me your offensive grade, and then we'll talk about defensive grade, and then we'll wrap this up.
Offensive grade as a whole, okay, now this is a different grade. I gave the quarterback an A. I'm not gonna get an offensive as a whole an A.
Okay.
Offensively as a whole,
And this is Shane Waldron. This is all him.
okay, this is based off his play calling and everything.
This is all him. First string, second string, third string. This is
Okay.
Shane Waldron's unit.
Oh, not the player execution. It's just strictly play calling as we talk
This
about.
is Shane Waldron. Yep.
Okay, well, Shane, I gotta get Shane Waldron. I gotta give him at least you gotta get a B. I'm gonna give him a B plus.
Okay.
Not gonna give him an A. But I'm gonna get, man, he calling, man. He was calling good plays, the running plays to these third string running backs. He was giving like running. We got third string players scoring touchdowns, looking like all stars out there. Not even from this game. Go to the first game. I'm talking about we got players just scoring touchdowns that's probably not even gonna make no team this year.
Yep.
I mean, that says something about his coaching ability. They understanding like it's translating well to the players, and they executing, bro. Like execution is all we really care about. Like I got to give him a B plus, man.
That's the only thing that matters. You say B plus.
I'm gonna give him a B plus.
Defense overall grade.
I'm a defensive guy. That's why I got my bread and butter playing defense my whole life. Defense, I'm gonna give him a C. I'm gonna give my defense a C because not enough push from the defensive line. They set the tone. The trenches set the tone. I don't see enough push from the three techniques. We didn't have Sweat out there, so I can't really talk about the ends as much. The linebacker core, the starting line, I didn't see enough, man. I just didn't see enough from the starters to give us a higher grade. I seen some from the backups that I like. I like the guy that got the interception today. What, Baskerville? That's his name?
Baskerville.
Yeah, I liked that. I liked some of the secondary that's not stars. I like the what they trying to execute, but from the starting standpoint, I got to give him a C because we banking on these defensive tackles.
And yeah, we were missing. Well, the defensive tackles were there, but we were missing Montez Sweat. You saw Dominique Robinson out there starting, and then you saw DeMarcus Walker out there, and then you had the D tackles Billings and Javon Dexter starting. But we were missing Kyler Gordon. I know we're not talking about the D backs, but we were missing Kyler Gordon, Jaquan Brisker, and we were also missing even Tyreek Stevenson. So we're missing a lot of some guys on that defensive side of the ball. So I definitely get
that's the no fly zone. That's our secondary. That's them guys. That's the men. We gotta have Brisker. We gotta have him out there. He don't just set the tone as a strong safety and back on the pass defense. You come up sometime. He'll come up and hit you. So it's a lot, bro. So C. I'm gonna give him a C.
Yeah, the defense is C.
Yeah.
I'll go and I'll start with the offense, and I'll give them the entire offense. This is not just Caleb Williams' offense, even though a lot of people want to see it, but talk about it. But I'll give the entire offense, Shane Waldron's offense. I give him a B, a solid B. There was some penalties, there was some mistakes that had happened, but all in all, it looked good. Compared to, and I said this at the beginning of the show, compared to what I've been hearing in training camp, it looked good. It looked way better than I thought. Even some Bears beat reporters, whether they admit it or not, they mentioned on their shows, it might look like a struggle. You know what I mean? But it didn't. It didn't. Caleb Williams showed that he could improvise. Like I said, he had the accuracy, the arm talent, and just the poise and the creativity to run this offense that we had out there today. The defense, so offense, I'll give a solid B. The defense, I wish Jalen Johnson could have got that pick in the end zone. But overall, they gave up what 6 points.
Yep.
You got to give
Not
them an A.
bad.
You got
Can't
to
be
give them an
bad.
A. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and I know we haven't heard a lot about the hits philosophy
Mhm.
lately, but it showed up. They were running. Them boys were playing for positions, and Buffalo they got the same second and third stringers and walk-ons that we do. Guess what? Ours put up 33 points. If you want to take away Caleb Williams points, it was what 30 or 20 some points.
Mhm. Take
It
away the
looked
defensive touchdown too. Defense scored a touchdown, right?
Baskerville, like you said, it
Yeah.
looked good outside the starters. You know what I mean? It looked like there was a foundation brewing where you can keep filtering in these players, whether players come or go. There's a foundation set and a standard set for how we want to play defense. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So the defense, I'll even go higher than the B. I'll go to a B plus. Almost a A. Almost a A. If Jalen Johnson could have got that interception and kept them at 3 points instead of 6, that would have been an A for me. So I thought it was a really, really, really good game. They have joint practices with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and those boys.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, for the Bengals this week. They'll do a couple practices with them, and then they'll play a game against them. So we'll see if the starters will play again. But you can count on the Black Bear podcast, Three the Hard Way. I got Al here with me. Wes was here. He had a wild day. Devin, it was Devin's birthday, so I want to say shout out to Devin. Turning
Yeah.
30 on his 30th birthday. He couldn't be here with us today, but he celebrated and he had a good time.
Happy
I hope
birthday,
he had a
Devin.
good time. So yeah, look, they're gonna have joint practices against the Bengals,
Bengals.
and then hopefully he plays the starters again because I think we both can agree. I think the entire panel can agree. They need to play. They need to play
Mhm.
games.
Mhm.
We saw that last year. Justin Fields in that offense wasn't playing. They had the success they had against the Bills or whatever, or the Titans, and they took him out for the rest of the preseason. No, we want to
Mhm.
see. We want to see it every game in the preseason.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
any final thoughts on today's operation from Chicago Bears standpoint, or even fucking Paulski or Bearski or any thoughts?
I'm just optimistic and happy as a Bear fan to finally seem like we have an offensive coordinator and a quarterback that look like they're gonna work well together. It's not gonna be no tension during the season where you got
Yep.
Fields going at Getsy and you got the media talking about they don't look like that's gonna be the problem this year. I don't think that's I just from what I'm seeing, man, it look like he's working with what he has. He's working to the skill set of what Caleb can. He's not going against
Yep.
that. He's not trying to fight it. It's like a hand in glove. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're gonna do what we need to be done. So I like that. I'm optimistic. Like I said, I've been watching this for a long time, and I have never seen a system that it looked like it's friendly towards the quarterback and the OC. If they don't work, it's not gonna work.
I wish we had more time to talk about the Hard Knocks episode, but there'll be episode 2 coming out Tuesday, and we'll follow that up and discuss that next week. But until then, appreciate y'all tuning in to the Black Bear Podcast. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. One word, no spaces. The Black Bear Podcast. Again, one word, no spaces. I'm your host. I'm your host, Mark Robb. Co-host Hal in the building with me. Some guys couldn't be here the entire show, and some couldn't be here for the show. But hey, we'll be here next weekend for y'all to tune in. Have a good rest of y'all Saturday night. We out.
Peace
Peace.
out.